That was really bad. I'm going to pretend that I didn't just try to fake laugh, but welcome everybody to the third episode of the Monday show. First thing you're probably going to notice is, yes, we've changed format, kind of. We've had some technical difficulties this evening trying to record, so we have decided just to do an audio version. So, yeah, that's that. So that's why you don't see our beautiful faces. Anyway, I'm Troy, as always. Joining me is my co-host, Raul. How are you doing, man?
Oh, very good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I want to jump right into this because I'm super excited about what we're going to be talking about today. The first segment here, we started it. I'm going to actually get some logos done up because I think that would be really awesome. But the first segment here is called There's No Place Like the Cinema. This is our movie review segment of the podcast. The first movie let's talk about is American Made. What did you think of it?
I really like it. Tom Cruise was great. The action was great. I like the documentary of how they explore. I really like the story, even though Barry Seal, you can see that he was a good guy, but he was also kind of a bad guy. He was doing bad stuff.
Isn't it really cool that
the thing that bothered me is that Tom Cruise he's in his 50s and getting that girl from 23, 25-year-old girl.
Hey, he has lots of money, so that's.
Hey, Tom. And also that story advances in time. That girl never got fatter from a size 2 that she was in because the story progresses for a kid. And she had 3 kids.
For me, I really think Tom Cruise, so for one, I thought the movie was fine. It's a fun, entertaining action flick. It's one of Tom Cruise's better ones, I'd say, assuming that you're counting The Mummy and wasn't he in? It was Oblivion. I think he was in
recently.
Yeah, he hasn't.
No, and
for me, he hasn't really been in anything that I've been oh my goodness, this is incredible. And this is this wasn't incredible, but this was closer to that than anything that I've seen in the last little bit. And I like the action.
Yeah.
The action was cool.
For
The directing was awesome. Some really cool scenes.
No,
Let's see.
the thing that you said about a recent great Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow, that was a movie that surprised me.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. Edge of Tomorrow was a fantastic movie. Yeah, I own it.
Yeah, and also
I had to.
And also because that movie is very underrated. A lot of people didn't saw it.
I remember the week it was going to come out, and I think on Movie Talk or Collider or AMC at the time, whoever was talking about it, I remember them saying that or when it came out, that the box office was like shit, and that no one went to go see it, and then. Do you remember when they tried to put the Blu-ray out and they changed the title to Live, Die, Repeat?
To the original?
From the original, yeah.
The original title of the manga, right?
But yeah, see,
from a manga, right?
Yeah, it is. But see, in Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, it's fine. Nothing special. Oblivion, nothing special. Jack Reacher, nothing special. Rock of Ages. Mission Impossible 4 was awesome, so I can't say that. But Night and Day, Valkyrie was good.
Mission Impossible 5 was good.
Well, that was good too. Yes, I skipped that by accident. But then Tropic Thunder was his last masterpiece, I think.
Parts that I liked it. Tropic Thunder, he deserved an Oscar for that performance.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's awesome that Tropic Thunder does have a nomination for the Oscars. Yeah, that's so awesome. I didn't even realize that till maybe last year. Because Tropic Thunder is one of my favorite movies.
My god. I'm an Oscar junkie. I have seen the Oscars. I have never missed them for 20 years, and I remember that year I was like, he has to win.
Well, so yeah, no, American Made. What would you rate it? I want to go into these other movies a little bit more, so
Oh,
or what's your overall ending thoughts?
I didn't even think about it. I will give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I
Very
was.
good movie. Nothing special. Was entertaining.
Yeah, I would
Thank
give
you,
it.
Movie Pass.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Movie Pass. This is our first sponsor we're trying to get. If any of you guys have contact with Movie Pass, please send them our names and our channel. But no, yeah, I'd give American Made probably
Uh,
like a 65%. Like 60, like for me, it's like I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but I would maybe like I could see if it like snows or it's like it's really cold outside. I want to just stay home. I'd put this movie on maybe just to like relax, do a marathon with this, put on like a Jason Bourne, and just sit around and watch these kind of movies all day.
yeah, that's true. Like American Made is like a good movie that maybe I will see again on TNT like
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
5 years.
Oh, also
It's not a movie that I will buy on Blu-ray.
no, that's true. And I think we should also mention that Domhnall Gleeson and Jesse Plemons were pretty good. I like their performances, and they're great actors. And they were in American Made.
I agree.
But yeah, let's move on because I'm actually really excited to talk about this next movie. Let's talk about Flatliners, man. Why is it at 0%? I don't understand that. I don't think it deserves a 0%, personally.
Yeah, me neither.
I actually
Because the movie was bad, but it's not a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
no, it's not like. And
I've
honestly,
seen
I was.
worse movies.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be completely honest. I was gonna watch the first Flatliners before going to see this one. Like that was my plan. But I decided to be like, you know what? No, because I didn't know what the first Flatliners is, other than like obviously they're gonna try to die and then they're gonna try to find out if there's hell and the whole afterlife thing, and which is cool. But so I went to go see this one, and
Yeah.
honestly, the first two acts of this movie, I actually know the exact scene where the movie gets bad for me. But the first two acts of this movie, I was like, my palms got really sweaty. I was super anxious. I thought I liked where the characters were going. I thought the acting was like, it was fine. Nina, I don't remember her last name.
Nina Dobrev.
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries.
Yes. I thought she was good. Honestly, the main group of people, especially Diego Luna, he's fantastic. The cast really make.
Oh yeah, for me, my boy and Ellen Page for me were the greatest.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's just like for me, the scene, and like we're gonna go into spoilers, but if you Flatliner spoiled, then that
No one is gonna see it.
no one's gonna. Well, yeah, we'll get into that in the box office later. No one did see it. But yeah, so there's the scene, and so he's on his boat, the one dude, right? And he's on his boat, and everything's like it starts going wrong, and this ghost girlfriend shows up, and then he gets stabbed in the hand, right? And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? This is like so cool. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and this pissed me off. I'm sorry if I get angry at this, because this really did, this is the stupidest thing. And I'll tell you how you can fix it. But what they did is they cut instantly to the phone, and it showed Ellen Page's picture on the phone, and they started talking, and they're in a diner, and the guy's hands wrapped up, and it's like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand how, it felt like such a jump. And ever since that moment in the movie, for me, the entire plot got dumber, the script got stupid, and there was an easy way to fix that moment. All they should have done is show show him calling for his friends and them showing up at the one girl's house, or why didn't they show that transition scene? It was just so off. It was so off.
I totally agree.
But
that was the thing that also lost me.
Yeah, no, it did. It lost me, and it was
for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because the thing that also after that scene, I was like, this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Because even I can agree. For me, the worst character in the whole movie was that guy, the douche, the blonde guy. He was the worst character, and when he got stabbed on the hand, I was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna see this ghost. Like, I don't know, we think he's gonna be. We're gonna see him kill kill that guy.
Well, and like I thought he
And
was.
then
I thought he
maybe
was
the
going
movie's
to.
gonna pick up.
Yeah, and I thought they were gonna kill him off too. I thought the movie was gonna be all of them dying off, and not just Ellen Page.
Very Final Destination.
Yeah. I thought that's what it was gonna be, and that's why I think I was super excited because they set it up for like a traditional awesome, like you get to see all these characters die. And for me, like I saw a lot of the complaints saying that just the script was written poorly and the dialogue was written poorly for like people that are in actually medical school.
The other missed potential was Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I actually found this out after I saw the movie. Until the credits showed up, I honestly thought that was a sequel. I thought he was the same character from the first, because I'm gonna go watch the first one now that I've seen it. But I just found out that it's a complete reboot. It has nothing to do with his old character.
Yeah, that was a very missed opportunity because what was the scene when the girl that she has problems with her mother finally goes through the flatlining. And
Yeah.
They like have a lot of time. When Nina Dobrev kills herself.
Oh yeah. I've actually forgot about that.
Scene, I thought that Kiefer Sutherland was gonna show up.
Oh yeah, because the elevator goes down, right?
And like she was going to bring her back, and he was going to reveal that Ellen Page found out like his secret journal from the 90s.
Oh, that would have been cool.
He was the first one to try the flatlining, like something like to join the two movies. And I was like, that would have been cool. Missed potential because Kiefer Sutherland was interesting. The way that he behaved, like the mean teacher with the...
Yeah, he was good. I thought he was actually...
That was a very interesting setup.
Yeah, no, and I didn't have... Like, I actually thought for like, the scenes he was in, I actually agreed with what he was saying. If this is, like, the top medical school that they kept saying it was, which I think they said that, hey, this is the top medical school. I think they said that maybe 6 or 7 times in the movie. But I think his
yeah.
I thought his attitude towards them and stuff, like, hey, you guys, smarten up, learn what you need to learn. Like, this is, you have to save people's lives. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that aspect of it. Actually, let me pitch you. I was thinking about this when I was leaving the theater. I think, because like I said, I like the first act and the second act. It's the third act of the movie when like all the weird demon ghost stuff starts happening that it loses me.
Oh yeah.
But you know what they should have done? I thought of the coolest ending. Okay, so you're going through the entire movie and it's playing out exactly how it does in the reboot. But the ending and the big reveal at the end, this would have been awesome. Imagine, right? All of a sudden, you hear the school bell ring or whatever, right? They're in their campus, and none of the students show up. And Donald and Keith Lynn's character is just waiting around. He's like, what the hell? Like, where's everyone? Anyway, you find out, it jumps a little bit, and you find out, okay, they're missing. No one understands what happened to these kids. Then it's revealed that they actually all, when they flatlined and they all kind of, like, the incident that happened, they all ended up actually dying, and the entire movie was them actually in hell, reliving the experiences, and that would have been their perspectives of what their hell would be like. But they actually, if they would have all actually died, and all of the weird shit that we were seeing throughout the movie, and all the, like, the murderer and the pool and the one scene and like all that stuff, if that was actually like they were already dead and that was their hell and that was them getting hunted off by, like, because purgatory before going to heaven, right? Like, what if that is what they were in before going to hell? I thought that would have been awesome.
And also you can do like a double twist, and at the end, because they set it up also, remember, I don't know, like they set up exactly in the movie, but when they explain like those slidings in the brain, I have heard, like, I don't remember what's in the History Channel or Science Channel, that your brain sometimes it makes up because there's a lot of people that don't believe in fate or in hell or heaven. Sometimes the brain that's your version of the place that you want to go.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
what if like a double twist, like everything that you just said, but you can see their brains slowly dying,
that's awesome.
then you will never know it was real health or was their brain.
I love it. And see, and the
You
unfortunate
also
thing
can
is,
make it like you can make it like Inception. Yeah, you have to guess your finale.
yeah, right. And see, and the sad thing is because of this reboot, I hope they never make another Flatliners movie. You know, like I think this franchise is probably now dead. It, no puns intended.
Yeah, it flatlined too
They
early.
flatlined too early. Yeah. What was the see all the articles and the reviews? It's like Flatliners is dead upon arrival. Like every review said that. But anyway, no, I would probably give it let's say I'd probably give Flatliners a 3 out of 5. 60%. For me, the first two
Yeah,
acts
I would
really
give Flatliners.
maybe a 50%. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to a 55%.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 50% also because remember when I said last week that I had a feeling that a lot of people that get scared easily was going to see
Mm.
Flatliners. I saw it on Friday on the AMC. There were like 30 people plus me, and like a row behind me. Like there were like four girls
Yeah.
and two guys. They got easily scared. Like they were like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
god!"
funny.
And I was like, "That was the thing that it can be interesting to see in the movie." It always entertained me those stupid people
Oh
that
my
get
god.
scared really easily.
Okay, here's the thing, right?
And
I hate
when
when
we got up from the theater, when, when we got up from the theater, the girl said, "Oh my god, that was scarier than it." I was like, "Bitch, please!" I was like, "Oh my god."
you know what? That's the thing. I don't like. I hate when people distract in the theater, but if they're reacting to the movie, I'm okay with that. So when I was watching Flatliners, it's funny. We almost had the exact same experiences because there was a whole bunch of teenage girls in my showing. Also, fun fact: I actually went into the reclining lazy boy seats for Flatliners. That was the first time I went to the fancy chairs, and full review coming soon. No, could you imagine? It was okay. It was fine. It was comfy, obviously. I don't really like the fact that you get really comfy though in those seats because what if you like, there was a couple times like I was so comfy I could have just fell right asleep. Those seats were so comfy and
That was me.
that's the thing. I was
that
my
was me with Lego Ninjago.
yeah, right. It was just so
I
like
fell asleep. It was a recliner seat.
but yeah, no, so I saw it in the recliner seats, which was cool, but I don't know what the point of all that was. So let's just move on. Now this is gonna be cool because I'm gonna review a movie quick, and then we're gonna get into a story, with Raul Hill because I'm so excited.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a review of Gerald. Is it Gerald? I can never. What's his actual name? Is Gerald's game or Gerald's game? Gerald. I'm gonna say Gerald.
Gerald's game, right?
Gerald's game. Yeah, I think right. That sounds Gerald. Yeah, okay. We'll fly with that. So I saw Gerald's game, after I saw Flatliners actually, right after. Now, oh my god, this movie is now my 4th favorite movie of the year. It's the only other movie I've rated it a 5 out of 5. I had absolutely no idea, and like I said, last podcast we read the synopsis or the little tagline. So I kind of had the idea, obviously, of what it was like, what it was about with the Bruce Greenwood's character and the other girl I keep forgetting that was in San Andreas. Anyway, it was. Yeah, do you remember her name? I don't remember. It's like Giancarlo or
the wife of the Rock.
Yeah. Actually, I probably could look it up. I have a phone in front of me.
I don't know the name, but I know who he is.
But no, I didn't. When I started it, I really didn't know anything about it. And let me tell you, man. Oh my god! Like I have not. So for me, watching movies, because I've lived with horror movies most of my life. I don't usually react to film. Like I'll just sit there and watch it. It's fine. But I don't ever look away or get cringy or get or feel sick, the entire runtime, which I believe is like an hour and 45 minutes of Gerald's game, I was on the edge of my seat. And not only that, there's 2 times in the movie where I paused it, I left my room, and I went to my living room, and I just was walking around and like seeing what my dad was doing and stuff, because like I had to just I had to just go take a break because the movie just got so tenseful and so suspenseful for me. I don't want to tell anyone really anything about it though. I know that sucks for a review, but I'll tell you the performances. If well, I mean it's true, but the performances should get Oscars, I believe, especially Carla. Is it Gwen? I can't. It's Carla Gugino,
Gugino, right?
Gugino, Carla Gugino. Okay, we'll do that. She deserves an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Say it right now, and it's October, so there's no reason. There was absolutely no reason why she shouldn't get an Oscar. She carries she does carry 99% of the movie by herself.
Wow.
And that is insane, and it is so tense. There's a scene with a dog that, oh my goodness, Raul, it's so, a lot of 80s horror movies, how they had that like really, really gross practical effects. Well, you're like the guts and all that. Like that's how far some of the scenes go in this movie. Not only that.
Oh, now you're really selling me the movie.
Not only that, but there's some flashback scenes, and those scenes in the movie are the reason why I love this film so much that I do, because you find out about Carla's her past a little bit, right? And her dad is actually Elliot from E.T., which I didn't realize. And when you see the movie and you realize what the whole story means and everything, and you realize that Elliot plays her dad, it's pretty awesome. So I'd give it 100%. I love this movie. I would tell everyone it's on Netflix. There's no reason why anyone or everyone doesn't go see this movie. But don't watch it with anyone though. Like it's a movie you should watch by yourself for sure. Because it's messed up. It's sexual. Like it's a really sexy movie. You have like 2 like hot leads. Like Bruce Greenwood, he's sexy. Like that dude can he can persuade, and I mean like hard. So I just go. It's a movie that you should just watch at like 2:00 in the morning, like when you can't sleep, and you want to experience like just this weird, messed up, like awesome story. I loved it. So that's my review. I fucking loved it.
Oh my god, I need to see it.
And like I said, the coolest thing about it.
Maybe I will watch it during the week.
Yeah, do it. And the coolest thing about it is that it's on Netflix. That's the coolest thing because everyone can see it because everyone has Netflix.
Yeah, because it's a Netflix original, right?
Well, I don't think it's. What do they define as like a Netflix original? Like, is that just things that they're producing? Because I have a feeling that they maybe. I'm looking it up, but I think they maybe bought it. Like they had purchased it. It was already made prior.
Yeah, even though it's like also like movies they bought.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then it is.
Says the Netflix logo on the poster. It's available around the world.
Oh, okay, so it does. Yeah, it is. It is a Netflix exclusive. Like it says a Netflix film above the title, actually. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Also, the only other thing I wanted to mention before we move on to the coolest fucking story ever is the director Mike Flanagan. I'm so excited to see this guy's next thing. I'm gonna put, honestly, and Raul, like, trust me when I say this, I would honestly put him next to James Wan right now for the 2 best guys doing horror movies, directors. Because Oculus was fantastic. Ouija Origin of Evil was fantastic. Hush was fantastic. Before I Wake, I never saw, but Jacob Tremblay's in that, so I bet you it's really good. And then he did this one, Gerald's Game, and man, this dude, like I said, every movie he's made. So look him up. Go watch his movies. And just love horror, because I can't believe that we get to live in a world where like movies like this get to be made and get to be experienced from everyone. It's really cool.
No,
But
and also we're living in an era where horror gets praised, not like in the 80s or like
oh,
the
I know,
70s,
right?
that horror was
It's weird.
very 50-50 with critics and audiences.
Also, in a month from today of recording this, so on November 1st, talking about horror movies, I'm premiering my first horror movie. I made one. I'm really excited. Sorry, I had to plug that.
Yay!
But let's move on, because
You have to plug it.
I have to. Yeah, man. I'm excited. We'll do a special thing. We'll talk about it and do stuff later, but I want to move on to this, man, cuz holy shit. Tell me how. Just how. Did you win tickets to this, or did you like I want you just to go into the story. I'm not going to tell anyone.
No,
You just go into it. You have the stage.
Yeah, like I remember, by Friday, it was Friday evening, and I remember that you told me about Best Friends. I don't remember if you told me on the podcast or
I think so.
where we're chatting on the messages. And so I was like, and then I don't remember if it was on Facebook or like on Google. I think I put out Best Friends. Oh no, yeah, I was scrolling through Fandango, like next movie's coming soon, and then it said Best Friends, and I was like, okay, I click it, and then it said it was gonna play on Saturday yesterday on the Egyptian, and I was like, oh cool, and so I log in, I went to the Egyptian website, and it said it was sold out, so I was like, huh, and so then yesterday by 3 p.m. I saw that someone in the Collider group on Facebook that he was going to the Egyptian and he saw a Walk of Fame star. And I asked him, like, hey, are you gonna see this movie? He told me no. But then I told him, did I ask him, do you see a lot of people or something? He told me no. And so I went to the Egyptian, I went to the box office, and before I entered the theater, I checked, I was like, let's see if the movie passed, because in the movie pass you can check in. Mm-hmm. And so I put out in the movie pass like the Egyptian and said Best Friends at 7:30, and I was like, oh, let's see if it works. So I check in and I asked the guy in the box office, do you still tickets for Best Friends? He told me, yeah, they're still up here. It was like, gimme. And so
oh my god you lucky.
I saw Best Friends in the room for free.
Thank you, Movie Pass. Movie Pass.
It was the world premiere.
Oh, okay. Go into it. Go. So tell me. So you sent me. No, you sent me a video. So go into that video.
Yeah. I go into the video, and so after that, I was making the line. Also, a girl, because this was the beginning of movie fest. It's called Shudder Fest.
Oh,
the right there in the Egyptian.
Yeah.
So the first movie they were gonna play out was Best Friends, and then The Room, and also they were playing Suspiria in another theater. And
cool.
So
you still have to see that, right?
We were in the line, and I heard someone from, I haven't seen Suspiria yet.
Yeah.
Right out here, and like everybody started reacting, and then 10 minutes later, Tommy came and he high-fived everyone in the line, and God. Then
you touched him?
10 guys after me. I touched his hand.
Oh my God.
And also Tommy Wiseau is very short, compared to me, because I'm 6 foot tall. and then this guy in a suit throws a football to him, and they started to play, and almost everybody started recording.
Well,
and then you see the video that I sent you.
Yeah.
When I stopped it, 3 seconds later, he passes the football to me, and because I didn't even notice that he was passing it to me, he hit me in my stomach. I cast the football against my stomach, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I passed it back to Tommy, and I was like, I have never interacted with a football ball, because I'm from Mexico. My football
Oh,
is
okay, wait a minute,
soccer.
wait. Are you telling me the very first time you've ever really even used a football is playing with Tommy Wiseau?
With Tommy Wiseau.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god. You have no idea how excited I am for you.
I know, you can hate me. You can be jealous.
I am. I am more than jealous. That is the fucking coolest thing. Okay, so you guys are in line, you're playing football. Oh my god. Okay, what goes on next?
Yeah, and then I hear him laugh. And then he did something really weird. I would have wished to record that. He said, "I'm gonna give y'all something like a souvenir," and so like he throws like a necklace, and like three people catch it, but also he gives one to the guy in the tuxedo, and then he said, "No, because you're a fan of the room, you're blessed." And the Tommy was so, and I couldn't hear the last thing because everybody was screaming, and I was like, "Did Tommy was so start a religion that I don't know of?"
I hope so. I'm joining it if you did. That's incredible.
And then he went back. And then he took a photo with Greg because they were like posing. And then we got in to the theater. I got a really nice seat, like almost in the front.
Wow.
And then John Sneff from Collider was there. He was with his wife, and he bought the jacket that says "You're tearing me apart."
Yeah, he was talking about that, I think, on Movie Talk.
If you buy something from Tommy, like the movie or like the shirts, anything, it was a free photo with Tommy and Greg. And so I bought the t-shirt really cheap. I thought it was gonna be like $20. It was $10. So I was like,
oh my god,
okay,
that's a really good price for a t-shirt.
Give me a free ticket. So
that's incredible.
It's a really good quality.
$10 for a t-shirt. That's it. This story is incredible. I'm just pointing that out there. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Continue.
And even in the tag says original Tommy Wiseau shirt. I was like, damn.
That's awesome.
And then they started to play trailers of all of the festival, and they put out the trailer from the room, and everybody started to go crazy. And then they put out the trailer for the Disaster Artist,
and everyone went even more crazy.
And then everybody went crazy. And then Tommy and Greg introduced the movie, and then the movie began. I don't know, because like I told you, I didn't sign any waiver.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell us if we can review or not.
Well, I mean,
so I'm not gonna give a lot of spoilers.
Yeah, don't give spoilers because I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like my reaction, and that's it.
Okay.
So the movie first, I really like they tried to do it really serious, because I remember you told me like to see the trailer, and I didn't see the trailer.
Did you see this one blind then?
Completely blind, and also
wow.
Yeah, and also the movie when it began, it says this is a preview, because it said that it's not the finished product. And so we see Greg that he's like a bump, and so he's strolling through LA like asking for money, and then he stumbles with Tommy Wiseau. His character's name is Harvey. He's like a mortician, and then so Tommy invites him like to work for him, and this guy Greg, I don't remember the character's name. It was Johnny. I think his name was Johnny or John. It was John.
Well, hi, Johnny.
And so John notices. Yeah, and so he notices that he takes all of the teeth from the cadavers, from the dead people, and all of those gold rings or like gold rings, gold tooths, silver tooths, and so Tommy Wiseau like it's an exposition that all of those teeth scraps he puts him in like a big container, and he has a lot of them, and he has never sold them.
Mm-hmm.
And so John gets an idea to sell those things, but behind behind Tommy Wiseau's character, be, without him even knowing. At the same time, they're starting to get to being best friends.
Wow.
First, the movie for me is a little weird because in some parts they try to be like the room funny.
Oh, okay.
You can notice like they make some direct jokes, like hey, notice that we're doing some bad writing,
Okay.
but then it goes really serious, and also like you told me, and also I noticed like the production is really good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shots they're really great, and also Tommy Wiseau gives a great performance compared
Whoa!
to the one of Kiss in the Room.
Wow.
Like he may, even though he also makes his Tommy Wiseau things, but in here you can hear his real voice. You can see him like add a little more. I'm not telling you that he's gonna convert into a Marlon Brando, but he really gave a different performance.
Wow. You know, that makes me so happy.
And so, and also Greg did great, and also that product placement because there's a scene of them playing basketball, and they focus on when Tommy picks up the basketball and it says www.therroommovie.com.
That's not bad product placement. That's fucking genius product placement.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so they start to play, and after that, it's very spoiler. So
Okay.
even though I give you like the complete like story, like complete synopsis, in that ending, the theater went bananas.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Everybody was screaming. It it was like even though it's not like a that crazy twist, it's not that crazy like Split, but everybody was screaming if like was the Split twist because not even me saw it coming,
Wow.
and I was like, oh my god! Everybody went like crazy. Everybody was stumbled on their seats. You can hear everybody reacting, and then the movie ended, and there was a Q&A. I cannot tell you a lot of the Q&A because it was really spoiler from
Okay,
the
cool.
movie. Because like half of the questions were focusing on those last 3 minutes of the movie.
Of course, yeah. People were probably so excited. That's all they
And
could.
so
They wanted to get all the answers for it. That's so
and
awesome. So cool.
And even though I got so nervous, and also I was one of the last ones to ask a question, and I asked a really dumb one.
What did you ask?
I asked him if, because I asked him if the disaster is getting a lot of awards buzz, and so if James Franco and Seth Rogen invites you to the awards, if they go to the Oscars, would you go to? And I can see Tommy was so angry, like give me like that's your question, dude. Like a really dumb question, and a lot of people in the theater. I can feel the judgment, and I was like, I was like the 10th person to ask a question, and I had like 5 different ones in my head.
Yeah, and everyone
And
probably
a lot
said
of
them.
people were already asking the question that I wanted
Yeah.
to ask.
Okay, but what did they say? Are they going to go
But
to the Oscars?
even though they say that they said like they made like a duh, like we're gonna go, and so like they were like it's obvious. They're like an obvious dude. Like it was a dumb question. I could see the great judgment in his eyes. But I was like, I don't care. I was.
That's awesome. No, that's a good question. I think it's a good question.
Gonna do like a documentary or something.
Dude, are you kidding me? You asked, hey,
And
Tommy,
so-
you pretty much like told Tommy Wiseau, hey, man, you made The Room, and you're going to be going to the Oscars because of The Room. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that's cool.
Yeah, even though like also I skipped before the movie when I got my turn to meet them. I just only greeted Tommy and Greg because there was a long line. There were 600 people. Troy, it was so loud.
Wow. That's amazing.
In the theater, and so I was one of the first one to get a photo with Tommy and Greg. So I didn't even try to need him to say like, "Oh hi, Tommy" or something. No, I didn't have any time because even though I can hear the guy say next like
Oh, yeah.
like all of these people because
You gotta
a
feed
lot
everyone
of people
through.
were buying stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so a guy next to me bought the script, and it was signed by Tommy and
I
Greg.
I would want that. I have a buddy
And
John who has
I, I
a picture signed. It's really cool.
yeah, and I wanted to buy the Blu-ray, but I was like, because I'm very short on money, I was like, why would I buy the Blu-ray? Because I'm not in a living I don't have my own place yet. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have my Blu-ray and my TV, so
And plus, like Blu-rays,
and
you could
then
buy
the
easy.
yeah, and then after that, after the best friends, then they said that we're gonna take a little recess, and then I only saw Jon Snow for like 10 seconds.
Hmm.
I bounced. We did a bounce. I forgot the name. Like a bump fist, and then I
Oh,
said to him
a
that I
fist
really
bump.
like his documentary, and like he really like walked off because he was greeting his girlfriend Holly,
Holly, yeah,
because
she's
he
great.
was making the line to meet Greg and Tommy.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
so I was like, huh, this is the second time of me meeting John Snap, and I have only met him for like 30 seconds. He's always busy. Like the first time I met him, he was
Also,
drinking. And
also,
so
also, like
I
he's
was like,
kind of intimidating, I think, just because of his height. He's such a nice guy,
yeah,
super
he's
sweet. But
really
yeah,
tall. Even,
I met him
yeah,
down
he's
at Comic
nice.
Con.
I remember the first time I met him.
Also, quick plug if
Oh no, when
anyone
I saw
hasn't
him, I was like,
seen,
damn.
what's the movie? It's Death. Um, the the documentary. What's
The
the actual
death of
title?
Superman lives.
Yeah,
Yeah, the death of Superman lives.
yeah. What happened? Yeah, that if everyone should go see that because it's
Yeah,
it's a brilliant documentary. It's really really cool.
yeah, it's a great documentary. And then the room started, and I cannot believe that the stories, the fairy tales were true. Everybody started to go crazy. Like the
Wow.
first scene, everybody was screaming, "Water, water!" Because you see the San Francisco shots, and then the first line, like, "Oh hi, babe," and everybody's starting like, "Oh my god!" And I was starting to record like some moments because I wanted to have like a memory,
Yeah, of course. This is
like in that
incredible.
moment is I like, oh, definitely I have breast cancer, and everybody was like, "You have cancer," and then and like that's enough. So, oh, it's because, and then when the mom says like he can support you, he gave you a car and a lot of stuff, and she's like with a face, and everybody was giving me because you're a woman, like, like everybody was screaming, like in the party. Every time that it jumps cut to like a San Francisco shot, everybody was saying like day two of the party, day three, day four.
what's your favorite scene in the room?
No, it. Oh my god,
I know mine.
my I have so many.
Oh, hi
My
doggy.
favorite scene, and a lot of people don't say this. Of course, it's Hi Doggy, but one of my favorite scenes, and a lot of people don't mention it, is when Lisa and Mark have their first time in the stairs. I don't know because that song was so catchy for me.
Yeah.
I was like the only one singing that song. I was like, "You are my rose, you are my rose," and that song I kept singing through the whole thing. Like your touch, all it all around me, and I had that dude with the scream around me, and then
That's awesome.
he was staring at me, and I was singing the whole lyrics of the song.
Dude, that's so awesome.
and,
I can't believe that. Like that whole like
and
man.
yeah, and the spoons. Oh my god, there were so many spoons. I, there was a balcony, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get hit. I got hit only once by the spoons. Everybody was throwing spoons like to the screen, and there are people who were picking it up and like throwing it back to us to wait for another spoon scene.
Oh shit, that's great. I'm so jealous, man. That's so cool.
No. It was I was laughing my ass off. The thing that I didn't expect when Johnny comes the dress, Before that moment, like 30 seconds before that moment, everybody was like saying, "Fuck that dress, fuck that." Everybody was in the like doing like this, "Fuck that." Like, you can hear the theater rumbling, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Wow.
no, no,
I've
no."
never been in a theater
Everybody was
like
like,
that.
"No, John." No, that was so much noise. I like those types of like going to the theater with all
Yeah.
of that fan interaction because it reminds me when I in Mexico. One of my favorite fan interactions was me seeing the eclipse, Twilight Tree eclipse, because the scene Bella when Bella kisses Edward, everybody, not only the guys, even the girls, the Twilight girls, they were like screaming, "Puta!" It's like in Spanish. "Eres una puta! Estúpida! How do you dare to kiss Jacob?" I like those fan
Dude,
interactions. Like,
that is the reason
that's,
that you go
and
to
I,
movies for
yes,
things like that. Cinema and
yes,
like film, like there's nothing better than what the experience that like okay, I mean, I obviously everyone's different, and people go on different things. But for me, from getting the tickets to playing football with Tommy, and then seeing best friends and seeing the room again and having that experience, like that is why you go to the movies. Like that is like the top of like the best experience for me I think you could have, because that sounds incredible. Like
oh
incredible.
yeah, this was a great story. Oh, what a great story, Raul. You could have said that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't see.
Oh, what a
I'm.
story, Raul.
Oh, what a story. I can't do a good. I can't do a good impression. I tried. I've tried so many times. But okay. So before we move on to the next segment, then what do you rate? Like, what's your final rating for Best Friends? Out of
Best friends?
yeah.
Ooh, on a regular movie scale, I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. But
But if the
because
scale was in like the room, it was in like the room level,
yeah.
I would give it a 2 out of 5 because in Best Friends, if like in the room level, it was less funny because, like I told you, there was a lot of cinematic stuff that would surprise me, and so it was a good standard movie. It wasn't like the bad movie that that you can laugh at, and it was a good movie, Best Friends. It really surprised me, even though they went bananas in the last 10 minutes. They went really crazy on it, like in the room level, but
Mm-hmm.
still being a fan of the Tommy Wiseau cinematic universe, because Tommy Wiseau said in the interview, someone asked him, right now with the room and the disaster, if you're not Best Friends, technically it's your own stories developed through you, Tommy. And then a guy that was doing the Q&A, the guy in front of Tommy Wiseau said, technically it's the Tommy Wiseau cinematic universe. And Tommy said, oh. Like he's admitting like that.
Wow. I'm jealous. That's amazing.
So being a fan of the Tommy Wiseau cinematic universe, Best Friends was a good movie.
Awesome. I'm excited. Hopefully it I don't know if it will come to my city, but hopefully it does. Or I'll watch it online. But man, I love The Room, and that just sounds so cool. So
Also, another stuff before we move on.
yeah.
There was a lot of scenes in the screening that I was seeing from The Room. Scenes that I didn't saw of the version that I saw online. Like the first time of Lisa and her mother speaking, there was some dialogue that I was like, I've never heard of that dialogue, and I have seen the movie 3 times already.
Wow.
So, and then
I wonder.
there's a scene with Danny. There's a scene
Danny.
also. There's an extended scene when they're talking on the alleyway. There's also one of the Lisa and Mark talking on the phone. There were some lines. So there were like a lot of extended scenes. So I was like, oh
Did
my
they
God,
show like a
the
specific?
director's cut or
Yeah.
something?
Wow.
Or maybe did I saw an edited version? because that's another thing that I noticed. A lot of the audio, especially with Lisa and Mark, they were really great. When the first time in the version that I saw, you can notice they dub a lot of their voices, and like in this version, they fix a lot of the dubbing. In
Oh my
Tommy,
goodness, actually?
like half of it is fixed. Yeah. So I don't know if I see like a fixed version, and also I noticed that the resolution was really great. I think that also there's a lot of focus. I remember there was more moments that you can notice they didn't focus well in the original version that I one. They were less, and I was like, I think that Tommy did like when he restored to Blu-ray, maybe he did like something else.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I want to look into it though,
So
cause
when I buy the when I buy the Blu-ray in the future, maybe that there's like a behind the scenes or something.
yeah, I don't
Because
own it, so
want
I don't
to
know. That's awesome.
But yeah, why don't let's move on to the next segment. And this is cool because I didn't tell you this yet. So this is gonna be a surprise for you, Raul, and and the audience. This is a brand new segment I'm starting. I've titled it. It's called Recaps and Rants with Raul Rodriguez, and this is your segment, dude. You saw some television shows, and
Yes.
you saw some television shows. And I want you to recap it, and then after we recap these shows, I want to hear you rant about the stupid Pretty Little Liars spinoff.
Oh my god.
But before we get there, I have the list here. So why don't I'll tell you a show, and you give me your your quick recap, and if we should watch the show or just ditch the show. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is probably my most anticipated show of all time. Let's talk about Young Sheldon.
Okay, for me first, I know that a lot of people hate the Big Bang Theory, and I
That's
can
true.
admit that the Big Bang Theory has been really weak these last few seasons.
I thought at the
I
beginning
still
it was
watch
good.
because I ship Sheldon and Amy, Shamey forever. So that is why I still watch the show because of Sheldon and Amy.
Cool.
And
I like
with
Amy. They're
Young
cool.
Sheldon, and I was like, this and the first few minutes I was watching, I was like, okay, this is getting interesting because it focuses a lot on the drama of the family of Sheldon. And that's the thing that I like because you don't know a lot of the family of Sheldon. Because my mom asked me like, do we know what happened to the father? And then she told me, did the father left them or he died? And I told her, Mom, they have never mentioned what happened to the father.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that interested me here in the show because you can see Sheldon that his relationship with his father at first, like he doesn't comprehend him, but he also admires his father of how wise in his own version of being wise he is. And I really like also they didn't focus of how Sheldon the way that he is because they told a lot of these things in the background. Like you can see like in the trailer, like the teacher said, "Oh, this kid told me that I'm not good enough. Like I need to know more." And I was like, they didn't like focus on the kid saying, "Oh, your teacher, you're a stupid bitch," or like, of course, he's not gonna say you're a stupid bitch. Like you don't know this knowledge. I know more than you. And the other thing that I like is also they focus on the brother. And I was like,
Wow.
Sheldon in the original show, he never mentioned his brother. He always talks about his mean sister.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is that the brother is gonna die.
Ooh.
Because
To give
throughout
some.
the whole pilot, you can see that the brother hates that Sheldon is there. Because Sheldon, he's and in the same class as his brother, and Sheldon, he's like 9 years old, and his brother, he's like 15, 16, I think, and he's in high school. And everybody is bullying the brother because, oh, he's a dumb brother, he's the stupid one. And then he says to the father, because the father is the football coach, he says, "You need to kick him out. He's humiliating me." And I was like, What if the kid and like the brother gets in a football accident and he dies,
Oh.
and the father kill himself
Oh
or
my
kill
God.
himself or he died or a heart attack or something.
Holy. So you're telling
And
me
I
like
think
young
that's my
Sheldon
theory.
is actually
Even
pretty good?
for me, it was good. Not great. For me, it's like a 7 out of 10.
That's
It's
awesome.
like the Goldbergs.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
And also, I really like the relationship of him and his mother.
Okay, so should we
And
have
also,
like
like they didn't put out. Yeah, I think that you should give it a try because
we
the
should
other
watch
thing
it?
that I like is you cannot hear the audience reacting because this is a. It's like you're seeing a normal series. You cannot hear everybody saying like "oh" or like everybody laughing. So I like also that vibe of John Sheldon.
Wow. Well, to segue into our next film, this segue is brought to you by hopefully Movie Pass one day, so please sponsor us. But let's talk about we talked about young Sheldon. Let's talk about the Big Bang Theory. What did that just come back? I've only watched the first season of Big Bang Theory, which I enjoyed, but I haven't seen anything past that, so I don't know what season they're on. But did that just come back?
Yeah, season 11.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's season 11.
is this a show that like you
Yeah,
have to
Sheldon and
watch like in order, or could I like just start watching season 11?
No, you can start at season 11. Just you need like to get some background of the last two seasons. Like Sheldon and Amy, they finally have sex 2 seasons ago.
Do you see it?
They never got. Oh, you can see it. You cannot see that scene.
Oh shit, that sucks.
They're like a. I also wanted to see that scene. You can only see Amy and say, "Oh my god!" Like she's like with her hair all.
Could you
messed
imagine?
up,
All of a
and
sudden,
Sheldon
the Big
said,
Bang Theory
"We
actually
should do
becomes the
this."
Big Bang Theory, and it be like a porno turns on the television, and you see like Sheldon and yeah, the Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Anyway,
If it was a porno, I would like to see Sheldon and Penny doing it.
if it's a
That would
porno,
be
if it's a
interesting.
porno, I want to see me and Penny. I'll be honest.
Oh.
Okay, so Big Bang Theory. What was the episode? Was it good? Was it worth watching?
Yeah, the episode wasn't very funny,
Okay.
but finally Sheldon and Amy got engaged. So
Oh,
I was happy.
congrats.
I didn't like that Bernadette, the wife of Howard, that they got her pregnant again, and I was like,
Wait,
she's one of the smartest ladies
Yeah.
characters, and then they're gonna stumble on her like saying, "No, you're gonna get pregnant again." It's like they're like throwing her under the bus, and I was like,
Maybe.
"Oh, that sucks for her."
Do you know if her
And
like
so,
her like
the episode was
her schedule is busy? The actress? Maybe they're just writing her.
no.
Is that a thing?
No, she's still gonna be on the episode.
Oh.
Like, when she got pregnant like a season ago, she still was
okay.
on screen, but
Oh, but she's
the
just
thing that I
pregnant.
don't like of the character development. She started like a waitress that she wanted to study, and then she studied and she got a great job and everything, and now they turn her into a housewife. And that's the thing that I don't like about Bernadette
Okay,
right now.
yeah. Huh. Okay, so
And
Big Bang.
So the episode was a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
If you're a Big Bang fan, if you're a Big Bang Theory fan,
No, I like that. Big Bang
but
fan.
if you're a casual fan, like you can skip it. It was a weak episode.
Okay, cool. I mean, still good series. I might watch it. Like I said, I like the first season a lot. I thought the first season was pretty good.
For me, the best seasons are the first three.
First three.
Because after season 4, the humor started to get like a really PG-13, like PG.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
the humor in the first 3 seasons was very like more for adults. And after season 4, when they got it to start having a lot of ratings, is when they turn a lot of the jokes in very PG, and that's the thing that bothered me
Okay.
after season 5.
All right. Now it's funny. The same with the next show
And-
here. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the next show?
No, yeah, I was gonna say it's funny. So with Big Bang Theory, I only watched the first season. With this show, I've actually seen all of the seasons except for this last one, and that's Modern Family. I actually think Modern Family is it's a really good show. I love the entire cast. It's a really good show. So how was I just don't have time, so I haven't seen the new season. But how's it looking?
This premiere was really good compared to last season, because for me last season was really weak.
Okay,
There
yeah,
were
that's
a
the one I
lot of
missed.
filler episodes for me last season, and so this week they finally finally Modern Family got their group back, and I really like that they focus more on the kids, because the kids already are really grown up. Like Manny, he's already going to college.
Oh my god, that's insane.
The slutty girl,
What's
the-
Ariel Winters doing?
yeah, the slutty girl, Ariel Winters now finally she has a boyfriend, and also
Aw.
I love her so much. Like,
love her too.
especially when she got her boobs. I was like, damn, girl.
Well, she's beautiful. She's very beautiful. And who's the other one?
And also
Something
she's legal
Hendrick,
because
right?
she's
Or
20.
oh, is she? Is she 20? Okay, good. Hey, I'm 19. I can.
Yeah, she's
I'll marry
19
her.
or 20.
And then Sarah Hyland. That's
Yeah,
the other one.
episode was. Yeah, Sarah Hyland. I always call her the slutty one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they were all great. So Sofia Vergara, everybody, and also Ed O'Neill. I always forget his name because I always call him Al Bundy, because when I was little, I saw Married with Children. And so, yeah, everybody was great. Like, it was a good episode, not a great one, but it was a good season premiere compared to last one.
Cool.
Go and see it. Really good episode.
It's good, and honestly, what makes Modern Family for me, like I said, the only reason I haven't seen it is because I've just been so busy. But Modern Family, the coolest thing about it, what I loved about the show, and it's a really great show. I love the characters, and the characters are what really bring the situations and the stories, and especially Ty Burrell or whatever, I think that's his name.
Oh yes,
he is
He's
so
my
good.
favorite character.
Oh, actually,
Ty
and
Burrell.
so is the ginger dude and the bigger dude. They're really good. I forget their character name. Cam? Is it Cam? Jesse? Jesse Tyler Ferguson and
Cam and Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
and
Cam.
oh, what's his name? I'm blanking. I don't know. But yeah, no, they're great. They're good characters. Yeah, I'll catch up this season then if it's still strong. After Gravity Falls.
And also, since the first,
Sorry, I had
going
to.
back to trivia. Since the first episodes of Modern Family, I remember the first time I saw the pilot. I have seen Modern Family since episode 1 live. I have seen every episode for 9 years.
That's awesome.
And I remember me and my mom and my sister watching the first episode, and she told me, "Oh my God, they stole your life, because Manny and I are so similar. When I was little, I really liked poetry. I was really romantic when I was little, exactly like Manny. I'm very joined with my mother, like Manny and Sofia Vergara.
Sophia, yeah.
And I was like, damn it! I was like, I'm gonna sue ABC because they stole my life. Because the only thing that Manny doesn't like, he never mentions movies. That's the only thing that was original with my character. And so I have always said, if I made a movie about my life, that kid, Rico Rodriguez, he's gonna be the one that he's gonna portray me.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that.
Cast him.
I want.
And he's gonna be him, and also another Raul is gonna be Diego Luna.
Oh,
So
you know who's gonna play
him
me?
and Diego Luna are the ones that are gonna portray me.
You know who's gonna play me in my like the movie about like my life? I swear to God, the person I look most like. No, actually, yeah. Who do you think?
Who?
No, who do you think? That's a good.
I was I was thinking I was thinking you were gonna choose like a Jake Gyllenhaal with red hair.
Oh my god, thank you. That is like super super nice that you recommend Jake Gyllenhaal, like one of the best actors. I was gonna say Denzel Washington.
That's interesting.
And the only reason I would pick it is because we have the same birthday. I mean,
Oh.
the only other person I could pick that has the same birthday as me is Stan Lee, and I don't think he'll be alive to play me in a movie soon.
Yeah, and also going against because I
But no,
choose
yeah.
Manny and Diego Luna because we have the same skin and also
That's awesome.
the kind of same behavior. Even though I don't have I don't have the same accent as Diego Luna.
Mhm.
He has a better accent than me. But
His
if
accent's
I
great.
choose a white person, a white actor to portray me, I always like Chris
Jake
Pratt
Gyllenhaal
has
with brown
has
hair.
my smile. Me and Chris Pratt have the same smile.
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah. I see it. I totally see that now that you mentioned it.
If I had the genie from Aladdin, and he
Rest in
granted me a
peace.
wish, I was like, I would like to have Chris Pratt's body, but with my face.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a white dude. I want to have my beautiful brown skin, but I
No,
want to have Chris
Raul,
Pratt's
take
body.
it from a white dude. You do not want to be a white dude.
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, Modern Family. Let's move to the next show. This is a show I've never watched. I know what it's about. It seems really cool, but that's Goldbergs. You mentioned it earlier. What season is this on now?
The Goldbergs, season 5.
Oh wow.
The Goldbergs, I'm gonna give you like a quick picture of the Goldbergs is because it's based on Adam Goldberg, the producer and the writer of the show.
Yeah.
He's throughout his youth on the 90s and 80s, he taped everything. Like he make a lot of mini movies. He make a lot of films on himself based on a lot of classics like The Thing, like E.T., Star Wars, etc. And so he tells his story throughout these characters based on his real family. So when you see the episode, let's say like this episode, that you can see her like his older sister going to college, and then like the mother, she's really overprotective. Like she stays with her in the college dorm room, and at the end you can see the real life mother, the original tape that she was there throughout the whole day in her dorm. And
Wow.
so that's the thing that I like from the Goldbergs because it's really. I like the nostalgia of it. I like the
Yeah,
characters.
the style
are
is really
funny.
cool.
They also they teach you a lesson.
Hmm.
It's like seeing an old age show. It's like seeing like Family Ties, a PG version of Married with Children. For me, Married with Children, when I saw it when I was there, was like this is like an R-rated show when I was there. I was
True.
like, damn.
True. Oh, but cool. So Goldbergs.
So the Goldbergs it's a good show. I would recommend you to see it. It's a show that I have seen also since day one. That show has never let me disappoint me. It's
Awesome.
a show that goes really with the formula.
Cool.
Every episode is great. It's also I like Patton Oswalt because Patton Oswalt is the narrator.
Oh my goodness.
He narrates. He's the present voice
That's amazing.
to the past. And so Patton Oswalt's narration is really great also.
I'm gonna probably watch it then. I love Patton Oswalt.
I would recommend you to give it a watch.
Okay, I will. Now this next one I know I have to watch too, because I've heard only great things. But what about Empire?
Empire is my telenovela. I love Empire so much because it's like seeing a telenovela, but with Oscar level actors. That's the thing that I love from Empire, but also it has great original music.
Wow, that's really awesome. What's it about?
Because Empire is a simple premise. It's about Lucius Lyon, Terrence Howard. He has his company. It's called Empire, and so he has his 3 sons. Is Andre? He's the one that knows all of the numbers, and he has Jamal. He's the one that has a lot of heart, but he always gets judgment by Lucius because he's gay. And then we have Hakim. He says he's an exact copy of Lucius, but without the brains. He can give like a lot of raps. He's like I'm a gangster and everything, but he doesn't have the brains of Lucius. And the first 5 minutes is they tell to Lucius, "Hey, Lucius, like you have a sickness and you're gonna die in like 2 years." And then
Surprise.
he says, "I need to plan on who I'm gonna leave my empire. Which one of my three sons?" And he says to the sons like, "I need to choose one of you, and like you need to demonstrate to me that you're capable of to inherit the empire." And so the next scene you see, oh my God, my goddess, Cookie Lion, and I just blanked on her name. She's the best friend of Viola Davis. Oh my God, I just forgot her name.
I'm
The
looking
name
it
of
up.
the
I'm looking it
actress.
up.
And you see her getting out from jail, and then she says, "Cookie's coming home." That's the first
Let me see.
5 minutes of the show. Me and my sister were like,
Oh,
me and my sister were
Taraj
like,
T.
okay,
Taraj
we
P.
paused
Henson.
it. Taraji P. Henson. We paused
Yes.
it in that moment, in those first 5 minutes.
Holy shit,
We
she's in
went
this?
to prepare some snacks because we're said this show is gonna be good. With the first 5 minutes, we said this movie is gonna be this show is what's gonna be great because so I skipped the first minute of the show. You see a girl singing, like we say she's saying "What is love?" and she like
Baby,
she's you
don't
can hear
hurt
her
me.
in pain, and then
Don't
Lucius
hurt
said,
me.
"I
no
don't
more.
hear your pain enough."
What is love?
And then she says to Lucius, "Remember when your brother got killed and you told me of how do you suffer when you have to recognize his body? Encapsulate that pain. I want to see you earn that pain and add it to the lyrics."
Wow.
And you can see Lucius lying and his ambition and seeing the girl crying. That's the first time you get introduced to the show, and then you see all of the things that I just said.
Is Precious in the
that
movie in the show?
What?
Is Precious like the I don't know her
What did
name.
you say?
In the
Oh
show.
yeah, she.
Yeah, Precious. What's her
Gabrielle
name?
Sidibe.
Yeah, she's awesome. I was just looking
Oh,
at the
yeah,
cast list, and it's fantastic.
The first two seasons, she didn't focus a lot on her. She was like a side character, Precious. But then they gave her a great storyline in season 3.
Wow. That's and it's funny because being such
Yeah.
a hip hop fan that I am, like you actually think that maybe I'd watch. It looks really awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a watch then.
The other thing that I like from Empire is the drama, and also because Lee Daniels, he's the same one that wrote Precious and directed Precious.
Oh, awesome.
Empire is produced by him. He's also some episodes are written by him, and also some episodes are directed by him. We have had they have had guest stars. They have Jennifer Lopez, Noam B. Campbell, the wife of Cosby in the Cosby Show. She's a villain from season 3 until now. She's a great villain. They just got Demi Moore to guest star.
Oh wow.
She's also a villain in this new season.
I have to watch this then. This sounds awesome.
There have been rumors. There have been rumors that Oprah wants to be in it. Also, no, there have been a lot of great stars.
Wow. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna give it a watch then.
Even Pitbull was in one episode.
That's awesome. I love Pitbull. Well, not really. He's okay. But okay, Empire. Watch it. That's another watch one.
Yeah, watch it. Even though this episode was, this episode was a little quick, but you can notice that they're starting the new storyline. I don't want to spoil it to you because it really depends on your knowledge of the first 3 seasons. With the premiere of season 4.
Is this
and so
is this the last
still
season?
Was a good episode. No, this is the season 4 premiere.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they haven't ended it though, yo. Like they don't have a plan to end it.
Right now, I don't see they have a plan to end it.
Okay, cool.
I hope they need to like give it a plan because Terrence Howard and Taraji P Henson, they always renew their contract by season
Oh
because they
yeah.
always because they're high demand because of movies, and so like they really need to like have an end date for Empire because at one time Taraji P Henson can have an Oscar or something, and she will say bye. Like
Yeah.
Viola Davis, we had to get away with murder.
Yeah, I
Like
could.
say wait to have to get away with murder. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah,
this
that's the next one
episode
I want
was
to talk about.
disappointing. Like,
That's funny. That's the
oh my
exact one I
god,
wrote down next.
this episode was so disappointing compared like to like some great episodes of this show.
Oh,
I
that sucks. I've
hated
never seen
this
it.
episode so much because they focus on the mother of Annalise. Annalise is Viola Davis. And I was like, oh
Oh,
my
she's in
god, they're
this.
gonna focus on the mother again. This is a season premiere. In the season premiere, you have to establish the new mystery, the new drama, and they
True.
dedicate the new mystery for the last 5 minutes. Like, I was like, oh my god. And I heard that their ratings dropped in this new season premiere. I was like, of course, when you see the mother and they focus on the mother of Viola Davis the first 20 minutes, of course, a lot of people are gonna come out
You don't. Is she? Oh, but she's a great
because
actress.
the mother of Annalise, yeah, Viola Davis, she's great, but her mother, she's a filler character. Like the
Oh, okay.
first two episodes that she was in, the mother was a great character, but when they focus on her in the season 3, I was like, oh my god, she's a filler character. Like, let's go focus on the murders and the blood
Yeah.
and everything and the betrayals. Because that's the thing that I love of that show, that needed drama. And also, my girl, and I just blanked on her name. I
Oh, I
love
got
her
you.
so
I'll look it
much.
up.
She represents from Mexico. Oh my god, I just blanked
I
on her
got it.
name.
I'm gonna
And
find
she's
it.
in a lot of movies.
I got your last one. Looking. Is she like a main character?
Yeah, she's a main character. Oh yeah, and I just forgot
Is
her
it-
character
is it-
name again. Also,
Is it
I blanked.
Carla Souza, Laurel
Yeah,
Castillo?
Carla Souza.
Got it.
Yeah, La, La,
Beautiful,
Laura
beautiful
Castillo.
actress.
Yeah, Laurel Castillo. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she's beautiful. Troy. I was a fan of hers before she got her start on the show because she was in a lot of Mexican movies.
Have you
And
seen?
so when
Have
and
you
the thing that I like from
have you seen
Yep.
Verna? Or no, wait. Let me try this. Verano de Amor. Have you seen that?
oh I think I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay. What about
I think
that's a that just shows up on her IMDb. El Efecto Tequila.
oh
Nino Santo.
I think I have seen
Los Heros del Norte.
la de
Sorry, I'm butchering these.
yeah,
Suave
don't,
Partra.
don't try with the Spanish names.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop.
Yeah, Troy, don't try with the Spanish names.
But yeah,
she
she's
was
awesome.
in the last movie that she did in Mexico was called ¿Qué culpa tiene el niño?
That's so
it's
cool.
not the
I wish I could
child's
do
fault because she gets pregnant. And so she gets pregnant, she doesn't want the baby. She gets pregnant in like on a party with a complete stranger. And she also make a recent movie, I forgot the name. She's between two dudes. One is a doctor and one was her ex-lover. That was a good one. And so I always have seen a lot of her movies because she's so hot, Carla Souza. But getting aside from Carla Souza, the thing that I like from How to Get Away with Murder is Viola Davis as Annalise. And the thing for me in season 4 was so weak because I was like, oh my god, like I didn't like her like to focus on her mother. So even though they're gonna start a new mystery, even though it's a little spoiler that I'm gonna give,
Okay.
but I didn't like that Annalise said to the students, okay, you're all fired because the students are their interns in her firm. And so I say, like, we already got of all of the trouble from the murders and everything. Like, you're all set free. And I was like, how you're gonna destroy the interaction of the show? Because the basis of the show is the drama between Annalise and her students. I think they're gonna try like a new thing in this season. So I hope, because also with the rating stuff, it was like, oh, and also Viola Davis, she just won an Oscar.
Well, you want to
When
know what
she
my
sees those ratings, she
I think it's
will
taking
be like, bye, bitch.
it's taken
She
me
will-
some work, but I finally have them, the worst of the worst. That's my favorite Viola Davis line, and that's from Suicide Squad. I don't know why I remembered that, but I had to bring it up.
Oh, and no,
Maybe that
if
hurt her
you-
Oscar
like, if
career.
you want to see some Viola Davis,
Prisoners
see like
Prisoners.
see season 1. If you want to see this
and The
show,
Help.
see season 1, Troy.
Oh, okay.
This show, oh my god, it's one of the. That's the thing that I was so mad with this episode, because this is a weak episode compared to the other great ones. Was like, what
Wow.
the hell happened?
Yeah.
I don't know if they changed showrunners or writers. I have to investigate that. But I was like, okay, let's gonna segue, because it already took me like 10-15 minutes talking about Cathedral Murder.
Okay, yes. Next one. Okay, well, let's do a speed round for these next three, okay? Okay, we're going to do a speed version. So
Okay.
you tell me a sentence and then tell me your score. This Is Us.
Okay. 7 out of 10. It was a little weak, but the last part of it, when they finally revealed something of the main story, and I was like, finally. And so 7 out of 10 was a good episode.
Okay, what about the revival of Will and Grace?
7 out of 10 also, because the thing that I like a lot of the jokes. I like that it felt like it was the own same show, the same format, but there were some jokes that were really dragging.
Okay, yeah.
There were
I hate when
some
that happens.
really weak jokes. Like, you need to get a lot of the references, and I was like, okay, it was a little weak. Even though I haven't seen Will and Grace like the whole show, I have seen like standard episodes.
Okay.
But still, it was a good revival comparing to other ones.
Okay. Okay. The next one. What about season 1? And this. Okay, so you can take a little bit longer for this one, but season 1 of The Good Place.
I didn't expect that show to completely surprise me.
Okay. So
Because
for those who don't
I
know, what is
love
it
Kristen-
about?
Yeah, what it's about, even though I cannot give you a lot of spoilers, because it has like a complete twist in the season 1 finale. But
Okay.
the basic plot: Kristen Bell, she just died, and she goes to the good place, and Ted Danson, he's like an angel, and he says to
Ted
her,
Danson
"You just
is an
died.
angel."
This is the good place." And then she asks, like, "But you're not an angel. Like, this is hell, purgatory, heaven." And said the good place is like an algorithm of all of the religions.
Whoa.
Like, the Buddhists got it right. We have some things from the Catholics. Like, Ted doesn't give the explanation of the good place in the first 5 minutes.
Can I read something
And
quick?
then you see Kristen Bell.
Look at this.
Yeah.
This is incredible. And okay, so I actually had no idea what this show was, and I just looked it up. I want to just read you the top cast. Right? You have Kristen Bell, William Jackson, Jamila Jamil, Darcy Carden, Manny Jackskino, Ted Danson, Tyra Sakar, Bam. Oh, okay, I don't mean to butcher this one, but Bam Badjan Bamba. This is such an awesome like mixed cast. I love seeing that. Also, it's directed by Drew Goddard. What?
Yep. I
What?
just learned from that. I went to the IMDb like 3 days ago.
That's
He
awesome.
was he directed the pilot, I think.
Okay, I added it to my watch list.
That sold me.
Yeah,
I just want to watch it
season
because of
1 is
that.
on Netflix.
Also, for people that don't know, Drew
Yeah.
Goddard
See,
directed Cabin in the Woods with Joss Whedon, and he wrote Daredevil.
oh, yeah, yeah, but that's the other thing that you just touched upon. The mixed cast, all
I
of
love
the
that.
roles are great. Like the honey, she's like the Indian British girl. She was great. uh, Jason, that he's the Chinese guy, but he also has like a Latin attitude. He's kind of like a rapper from Miami, and Chidi, that he's the African professor,
Yeah.
and so that's the and Ted Danson. I
Ted
was like,
Danson's
oh
my
my god, I
favorite.
got those Cheers vibes, and also I was a fan of Becker from the '90s, and so I was like, I was missing Ted Danson in my life, and so I was like,
Yeah, everyone
it
misses
was
Ted
so
Danson in
good,
their lives.
and also it has some good special effects because this is a place when anything can happen,
Hmm.
and so
That's
the
cool
whole
because you can
season
then write
was
anything
an
into the
I,
story. Like you could if
was a nine for me. The whole season is a 9 out of 10.
wow, cool.
There was only like my I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 because there was a weak episode that was like, okay, that episode it
13
had some
episodes.
ups and downs, but it still was good. But I still that twist, Roy. I'm not gonna spoil you that twist, but I was like, I cannot believe that I didn't saw that twist coming because I
Wow.
had a suspicion in the pilot,
Hmm.
and I was like, why didn't keep theorizing of that point when I was seeing the pilot? I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god!
Wow.
And then I saw season two. Already saw the first 3 episodes, and it's still the show is completely great because I cannot tell you the synopsis of season two because it depends on the season one finale and the twist.
Okay.
So go and watch it. See season one. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I'm sold. I love everything about that. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Let's move on to the okay. So this thing also that we're gonna be talking about next. I just want to warn everybody that it's about to get pretty serious. Um,
Oh
Raul,
my god.
you know what I'm gonna say, so I'm not even gonna say it. You just go. You tell me what's going on.
Oh yeah. I heard, even though there was a rumor on Reddit on Tumblr for many months because Flatliners ended in like July.
Yeah.
Oh, in June, sorry. And so, and then a lot of people were rumoring this one was going to be a spin-off. And then that stupid writer, I don't care if she's going to sue me or not, but I hate Marlene King so much. I hate her stupid face. I hate her writing. I hate her producing. I hate everything of her because she destroys these years of my life watching that show. Because, and then she has the nerves to say, oh, I'm going to do a spin off with Alison De Laurentiis and Mona Vanderwall. And I was like, are they going to retcon the series finale? Because, and I don't care if I'm spoiling the show, at the end, Alison De Laurentiis of how they screw up her character on making her in a complete stupid housewife and make her pregnant and make her finally have sex with Emily and getting married with Emily. And then Mona Vanderwall, she was like the anti-hero throughout the whole show because she was the original A, and then she was working with the other A, but she went to the side from the girls. And at the end, Mona, she always wanted to be part of them. And at the end, she sacrificed her life in season 5. She sacrificed herself in season 6 for like trying to destroy the other A. And in season 7 to destroy the final A also. And the girls never acknowledged her to being part of her of their group. And Mona at the end she gets victorious and she locks the final A in like in personal dollhouse. And I was like, it was a good that was a good ending for her character because she's crazy and I love her because she's crazy. And also she finally got the thing that she always wanted to
Hmm.
control the one that stole the game from her, the final A. And so she got her proper ending. And then they say they're gonna, because I just learned from this in an interview they made to the stupid writer Marlene King. She said, "No, Allison, she's not gonna have Emily on the new show, and Mona, she's not gonna acknowledge what happened in the finale. That she destroyed the final A, and she had a boyfriend in Paris, living a complete good life. And Mona, she always hated Alison De Laurentiis, and they're gonna be together working as a school teacher for the new cast. And also, even though I haven't even read the novel, but a lot of people they hate Marlene King because they ruined the series of novels that was Pretty Little Liars,
You
and
know
now
what?
they're gonna ruin
You know.
the other series of books that is The Perfectionists.
Yeah, you know what's
And I
funny
was like,
is on
oh
the
my god.
trivia for the Perfectionists. There's only one thing, and the one thing reads: Marlene King recycled the concept of Pretty Little Liars and decided that two of her most beloved characters would fit in a perfectly new show. That is so sad.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So sad.
No, no. It's very sad. And so I'm gonna give you, Troy, in 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you a whole recap, maybe 10, but I'm gonna try and have in 5 minutes
Okay,
about
wait.
Pretty Liars for you to catch up.
Okay, before you go,
Time it.
okay, I will. Let me grab a timer.
How Pretty Little Liars ruined my life. Let's go back 6 years ago in 2011. I was with a girl, a friend of mine called Jasty. She told me, I told him I want to see a new show because back then I didn't watch a lot of shows. I only watched Lost and Supernatural and Heroes and Gossip Girl. And so she told me, you can watch Pretty Little Liars. And I was like, what is it about? She told me only, it's Gossip Girl, but with murder. I was like, you had me a murder. And so I watched the first episode, and the first thing that I really like, and I remember because Nolan Dean, a shout out to Nolan Dean, I told him to watch the pilot, and then he said, I'm not interested in the characters. I'm more interested in the villain. And I told him, that's the thing that I love most about the show because you're interested in the villains. That's the thing that I like from Pretty Little Liars because the complete story is Alison De Laurentiis. She's a mean girl. She's a bitch, classic high school bitch, and she has her friends. That is Emily. She's the stupid lesbian. Aria, she's the arty girl. She's the hipster. Spencer, she's the rich girl that she wants to get up. She wants to be in politics like their parents. And then we have Hannah. Hannah, she's very weak because she was fat before, and now she's very hot. And so at the beginning of the show, Allison goes missing, and the girls split up for a year, and then they find the corpse of Allison, and then they starting to go to a funeral. But before they go to the funeral, they receive messages from A that started to reveal secrets that only Allison knew. And so this A person, everybody, and before the cadaver was revealed, everybody was thinking that Allison was playing with them because Allison also really liked to play games with them, also deadly pranks, like to set up different stories with them, like to betray their parents, betray different friendships outside of the main core group. And so, and then they reveal like the A is a person that knows all of their secrets that stumble with Allison's diary. And so that's the main start of the story. So season one, you see the shadiness of all of the characters. Like there's a character that's the thing that hooked me from seeing episode one. They're in the funeral, and they said, "Wow, every all of these people showed up to Allison," and then Iris says, "Allison would have loved it," and then Spencer said, "Popular in life and in death," and then Arya turns around and says, "Oh my God, it's Jenna," and then they all turn around, and Jenna Marshall, she's a girl that she's blind, and I was like, "Oh my God." They blind this character. I was like, as the thing, I was like, these girls are guilty of something. And I was like, the first episode, I was like, these girls blinded this girl because of Allison, and maybe one of them killed Allison. That's the thing that hooked me from the show, because everybody starts to receive the first A message like, Also, that's the other thing with the show. Like you get everybody gets a text message, and at the same time they're reading it. Like the first eight message, uh, like I said, what was in the? Oh, I'm still here, bitches, and I know everything. Hey, and so that's the whole mystery. And then season one, you see why Jenna, she wanted to be friends with Allison, so Allison never liked her, and so she wanted to destroy Toby. Toby's like her half brother, and also Jenna raped her own half brother, and then Jenna, she also wanted to destroy the girls, but Allison blinded her that summer when she goes, so when she went missing. Oh, spoiler from season four because Allison, she's not dead, she's alive, and so but going back to season one, and also everybody's shady. Like Spencer's sister, Melissa, she's always hated Allison because Allison was humping her boyfriend, her fiance. Also, Allison, she's the other thing that I love from the show because Allison was a 16-year-old girl that she had all of the town of Rosewood in her hand. She manipulated even, and also including the parents of the girls. That's the thing that I love from the show. Like in season three, they revealed that the Allison was manipulating Aria's father because Aria's father was humping one of her students in a college. And so like this scene that like she said in the padlet, she says, if you don't give me $50,000, I'm gonna reveal to your wife that you all of the things that you have done in the college. And then she says, after all the things that you have done, how do you dare me to speak to me like that? And says, you don't know what I'm capable of. Allison says, and even though you're gonna break your friends, you're gonna break up the friendship or your with Aria, and like she only gives like a evil smile because that's the thing that I love from Allison, that she was an evil bitch. And so season one, season one and two is to discover who is A, and also like something from Twin Peaks. You can see a lot of videos of Allison that she left behind, a lot of clues, her diary, photos. You have to start. You have to stumble the pieces of what happened that summer when she went missing. And then the first A reveal was Mona. Mona was the naughty girl that she was always bullied by Allison, and so she made all of this plotting because she wanted to get revenge on the girls because the girls stole Hannah's friendship. Because when Hannah got thinner, she Hannah and Mona, they become the it girls, the popular girls, and so that's why she made all of this. That's a stupid reason of why she make all of this, just because of revenge of a friendship instead of like getting a revenge of what Allison did. And so then we started with season three. Season three was like seeing like Scream 2. It was like a reboot, but we're still gonna continue the story. Like this is a new A, like a new killer. And then that's the thing that I love from season three because A was more bloodier. Because Mona, the first A, she was only like, I'm gonna reveal that you're like for Ari, I'm gonna reveal that you're humping your teacher, or like with Hannah, I'm gonna reveal that you ate a lot of this stuff, or I'm gonna reveal that you're sleeping with this bump, or like she only bullied them with the text. She never did something physical. And this new A, um, she tried to kill split Emily in two with a saw. They tried to kill them in like a fire in a cabin. Oh, they tried to kill all of the girls many times in season three and four, and so then in season four, I remember because that was the first time that the show disappointed me, like really bad. In season four, in episode 12, now you see me, now you don't. The first thing that I wasn't even disappointed, I was happy. Since the first episode, I was suspected of Ezra, the teacher, the young teacher that fell in love with Arya, because he was always like he said like the first thing that I was suspecting of him, why he was there in the funeral of Allison if he never knew her. And I was like, why he was there in the funeral? That was so shady. That was my first clue of him. And then they revealed that he was A. in that episode, I was in Cancun, Troy, in a vacation, scene in a nightclub. I saw only those last 5 minutes because I didn't want it to get spoiled. And so I saw that review. I was screaming in the bathroom. I was like, yes, yes, oh my God, I was right. And then, and then 6 episodes later, because that's the first thing that the show really got screwed. Marlene King listens to the stupid 12-year-old girls that are Tumblr posting, the shippers. Because of all of the Ezra and Arya shippers, they were like, oh my God, my ship is broken because Ezra is now evil. So she rewrite one episode, and they put out that Ezra did all of that because he was writing a novel about Allison. And I was like, and then he said that he was an A. He was behaving like A because he wanted to understand A for his novel. And I was like, oh my God, they completely destroyed his character only because of the relationship with him and Arya. And then season 4, episode 24, A is for answers. Allison she's revealed to be alive, and then they go to New York. All of the girls go to see Allison, and Allison reveals what happened that night. And what happened that night, and the she answers a lot of the questions that the girls had. And I was like, this episode is perfect. And then this scene, Troy, happens. A shoots a window because they're in in a restaurant, and so A starts to chasing them into a rooftop.
Yeah.
And then Ezra comes, and and then A has a gun, and he shoots Ezra. And then A he's because A also he has like a mask, you cannot see his face. And so Hannah picks up a gun and says, take off your mask now. And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. And then he almost tries to take off his mask, and then the stupidest thing happens. He jumps from that building to another one. You can see A recovering himself. Hannah has a gun on her hand. She never tried maybe shoot him in a leg or in an arm. Nothing. And you can see A in the other building waiting for the girls to do something. And then he opens the door and he leaves. You can see, Troy, how angry I was. I was like, why? And I remember my father, when I told him this, I was like, they do that because they want to extend the show because of ratings and all of that stuff. how long have 10 minutes? 5?
Like,
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I'm gonna really quick, season 5, season 7. Okay.
Yeah, go.
Season 5. Oh my God, that was a and because also I skipped something. And then the girls see Ezra, he's bleeding, and then they reveal that we're in New York, and then you see another A dragging the body of Alice's mother, and she's burying her. And I was like, okay, so there's two people. That we already knew this, that A has a lot of people working for him. And so season 5, it starts really slow. That's the thing that I always say about season 5. There was a lot of filler. Troy, in a season of 25 episodes, only two were great.
Oh wow.
Episode 12, when they kill Mona.
Oh no.
They kill Mona and they reveal that Allison Lure. That's the other stupid thing that they did with the show. Because in the original books, the original cadaver that took the place of Allison was her twin sister. Because Allison killed her twin for her to get away from the town.
Wow.
So here they reveal that a stupid girl, that she had the same dress, the same blouse as Allison, that she got off away from an asylum, from a mental asylum. She was in the same backyard, and someone killed her, and she got buried alive. Exactly when Allison got buried alive, but Allison got rescued by what is the name for that? Like a someone that can see the future, like a future teller. That was a
A
stupid
fortune teller?
plot line from season 4. They wanted to, yeah, like a future teller. Yeah, a person that could predict the future and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
This was a stupid a lead-in for a spin-off that it got canceled in the first 5 episodes. Oh my god, I still remember Ravenswood.
Wow.
Okay, going back to season 5, and the other good episode, and I remember because that's the other thing with me, Troy. Even though going through weak episodes, I still get
Yeah.
a lot of hype because
Of
the show
course.
had potential.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dark storylines, the shady characters, and also because I love the
You get
characters.
invested.
And so, season 5, the lead in from episode 25 is called Welcome to the Dollhouse. You see the girls going to prison. And
Whoa.
then you see A controlling a bus with all of the girls, with the girls with the dolls, going to like a castle. And I was like, okay. And then you see the promo, and you see all of the girls in a bunker with different recreations of her rooms in the town,
Dunkirk?
and they're all locked underground. And I was like, oh my god, is A gonna be like Jigsaw? They're gonna make them
Oh my
like kill
God.
each other. I was so hyped, Troy, when I saw that episode. I was like, oh my god, oh, I hope they kill Emily because I hate her so much. Because she's a dumb lesbian. She doesn't do anything throughout the whole show. And so, and then throughout, like you can see, like A try to manipulate them through, but they don't kill each other. And so I was like, okay, I know I'm seeing a PG-13 show,
Yeah.
but I have my dark sense of thinking in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the episode was so great, and then they did the same thing like season 4 to screw everything up in the last 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you the linen. They finally can get out from the bunker,
Okay.
and then Spencer stumbles to the A room. She
Oh.
opens up and she sees a lot of old memorabilia, a lot of old stuff from A. Because A likes stuff from the 50s. And then she turns on a projector, and then you can see Allison's mother with 2 identical children, boy children, and says, come on, come here, Jason, and also Charles. And I was like, are they telling me that A is the twin of Jason? A new character that we
Boys.
had never seen before. And also Jason, he's one of the most not interesting characters of the whole show because he's the stupid brother of Allison that he's always drunk. And I
That's
was
like
like,
me.
oh my god, they screw everything up. And then you can see the A with a mask, like a Phantom of the Opera mask
Oh, that's cool.
behind Spencer. Spencer turns around and says, are you gonna kill me, Charles? And then she turns around and was like, took his mask, grab his mask and reveal it. And then she doesn't do anything. And A goes away. He escapes. And I was like, oh my god, how can they screw up another way to do a reveal?
Maybe
And
they're
then
maybe they're teasing
We're
it.
gonna go.
Oh wait, no, okay, keep going. I'm into this now.
Yeah.
You got me so like
Oh.
invested. So keep going.
Okay. Now we're going to season 6, part 1. Season 6, part 1 was the first 10 episodes, and Marlene King did a lot of marketing. Says the summer of answers, a hashtag, because we're gonna get a lot of answers, the backstory of this A, everything,
Okay.
and how it leads to that stupid girl that I told you of the asylum. Her name was Bethany. What happened to Allison? Everything. We're gonna get all of the answers that we need.
Give them.
First episode, they got out from the dollhouse, and I was like, I wanted to see them to get more torture for like 5 episodes in the dollhouse. And then episode one was good. From episode two to nine, filler, 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 romance, 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 filler, filler.
Where are the answers they promised?
Characters. Not any ounce of answer. And then I was like,
Shame.
okay, they're gonna scram everything for episode 10. And I remember, like the final shot of episode 9, you can see Allison getting kidnapped by A, and they says Charles, because Charles is her half brother, and so, and then also it was revealed that Charles is not the twin of Jason. I was like, thank God. That was an answer that they gave us in the filler episodes, and so, like he takes his mask off. I was like, we're gonna see the face, and then says, next episode you're gonna get your answer. I was like, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
Why they didn't end episode 9 with the face at least? I was like, I was shaking. I was like, I was like, I'm almost, I was like, I can kill this stupid writer. I was like, I don't know how I got so obsessed with that show. I can still understand it. And then episode 10 started. I was in Mexico in that weekend. And so I was seeing it alone. Also, a little backstory. I got my only girlfriend. We're not together anymore. But I got her to watch the episode, to the show. She was the first. I rewatched with her the first 4 seasons. After season 5, she said, "I'm out. I'm not gonna see it anymore. I already hate this show. You can tell me the recaps." And I was like, "Okay." And I always recap the show for her. And then I told her, because she was getting up from work, and I was saying, "Okay, let me see the episode first, and then I'm gonna pick you up. Like you wait me there in your job." And so I saw the episode, and then you can see Allison in the Riley Sanitarium, the mental asylum, and then all of the girls. That was the first stupid scene, Troy. They reveal one of the layers from A, and then A has a hologram like Iron Man.
A hologram?
And you can see like this video projecting
what?
Allison, and then everybody's saying, "Oh my God, Allison is with Charles." And then I can see you can see the shape. I was like, "Oh my God, if it's Ezra, the teacher, or Ren, I'm gonna pee myself," because those are like my top 2 suspects.
Yeah.
And then because the leading is that the Charles is a man, and then he turns around and it's a woman, Cici De Laurentiis.
That's who it is.
And I was like, "Oh my God!" And then she revealed that she was A, and I was like, "Okay, maybe she was an ex-girlfriend of Charles, and that she's taking his place. Maybe she killed him or something." And then she said, "No, my name was Charles De Laurentiis, and then my mother paid me for a surgery to become a woman, and my human name was CC Drake." And I was like, "What the fuck?" All of those clues, Troy, for 2 seasons that A was a man, that his name was Charles De Laurentiis, and they told us that she was a transgender with mental issues. To anyone that was making Tumblr posts, YouTube theories, Reddit theories, that for no one to get it right. I was saying a lot of bad words in Spanish, Troy.
Say them. Go.
Like,
what were they?
And then I was like, okay. And because also the other promise that were gonna reveal us, her helper, because she had 2 helpers, the girl in the red coat and the girl in the Black Widow costume. And I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna reveal a good character as their helpers. And then the red coat, I was like, oh my God, if it's Corny, and Big Corny is that twin of Allison from the books, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna flip. And then she turns around and she's Sarah Harvey, the stupid girl that she was introduced in the last 5 episodes. She was one of the helpers of Cici. and she's a girl that she was never related to the main plot, never related to the main characters, and she only hates them because Cece told him to do it.
Wow.
And also her nickname from a lot of the Reddit and everyone is called Shower Harvey because when it got introduced, she was said, "I'm gonna take a shower," and she was also the new girlfriend of Emily because you know that Emily, she's a dumb lesbian. She
Oh,
hung
okay, yeah,
like half
yeah,
of Rosewood. She have like 20 lesbians throughout the whole show,
yeah.
and so and I was like, oh my god, they screw up the Red Coat storyline. That was season 3. I was like, okay, Black Widow's gonna be my girl. It's gonna be Melissa, the sister of Spencer.
Hmm.
And then you can see the Black Widow scene, and then they reveal that she takes her mask, and then it's also Shower Harvey. And I was like, oh my god. And my father got in, seeing me of how angry I was. He stopped me. I had a glass on my hand and I
Oh my
wanted to
goodness.
throw it to the TV and he said, "We just got that new TV, don't do it." And like he stopped me because I was so angry. I was like, how they screw up everything? And then like Cece said like and the special said, "Oh my god, Cece's telling all over the story because she's gonna blow up the mental asylum." I was like, okay, if they kill everybody, I'm gonna be happy. That would be thing that like maybe get my interest, my hopes up.
Yeah.
And then Spencer, all of a sudden, she can defuse a bomb. And I was like, what the fuck? And then Emily, like hits Shower Harvey, and then Cece stumble like she says game over, and like she sent them to jail, and I was like, wow, this was the stupidest episode of like of the whole show. And then the final minutes, Allison says goodbye to everyone because they're gonna go to college. She cannot go because she needs to keep studying in high school. And so it says then 5 years later, and then you can see Allison as a teacher, and then all of the girls says he's coming for you, and like we went back for you, Allison. So move it. And then Spencer said he's already here. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do another A. And I was like, okay,
Oh.
maybe they're gonna do a good reboot. And then season 6 part 2 started. They killed Cece Drake, and I was like, yay! Because I hated her character because I loved her character before that episode when they added her a penis. And so then they killed her, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna set up this new character, and then that's the other thing with the writer. She always hypes the audience. She says in interviews, no, this A is gonna be more deadlier. She's gonna kill a lot of characters and that other stuff. Season 6 part 2, filler, romance. And I was like, oh my god, it's the same shit all over again. And then the episode, the season 6 finale, I was like, and it says twin, hashtag twin. There was gonna be a twin. I was like, and everybody, and because have a lot of people that I talk in Reddit, I was like, it's gonna be Arya because a lot of people always have theories that Arya has like an evil twin or maybe she's crazy,
Mm.
that she has a double personality,
Hmm.
and so all of the episodes I was like they were really they revived Wilden. He was the investigator from the first 3 seasons, and I was like, oh my god, Wilden's alive! And then they really destroyed that scene when you see this is a reveal. All of the girls they kind of disappear. I was like, what just happened? And then they revealing on a camera they set up. I was like, oh my god, it's her. And I was like, okay. And then they reveal us. We see Wilden take a mask off like Mission Impossible. And I was like, oh my god, who is gonna be? And then I was like, if it's Ren, I'm gonna flip. And then it's the stupid husband of Allison. I was like, oh my god. And then you see that the twin is the twin of the mother of Allison De Laurentiis. And I was like, wow, you give a twin to a minor character instead of a main character. And I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm not gonna see and I was like, I'm not gonna see the episode with the same hype. I'm gonna see them as a comedy. I'm not gonna get invested anymore. And then season 7 started. Season 7, episode 1 started really interesting, like the first 5 minutes, because, like I told you, the setup was that Hannah got kidnapped by A, and then they receive a message that says the bell tolls for Hannah, and they hear the bell from the church, and then you see Hannah hang from the bell tower. I was like, oh my god, A killed one of the girls. This is interesting. And then they're all crying and they seeing the body.
Wow.
And then Emily says, oh my god, what is that? And they touch on her face, and it's a doll with Hannah's face. I was like, oh my god, they screw everything up. And then, oh my god, no, Troy. And I'm telling you, we not all of the background of the characters. And I was like, oh my god. And then Hannah goes free, like she goes free from this new A, and then they started the new mystery about who is this new A, because this A is called AD. And so then they also need to discover who is this Mary. Mary is the twin from the mother of Allison, and also Allison is, oh my god, you look like my mother, but you're not, and all of that drama. Also filler. And then episode 10, because that's season 7 part 1, they put out that all of the girls are trapped. They rip off Troy, Don't Breathe. Jenna, hired by AD, says, I gives Jenna a gun to kill the girls. And Jenna says, and she knocks all of the lights from the house. Says, now you can see as I am. I was like, oh my god, they're really ripping off Don't Breathe. And then she only shots Spencer, and then A kidnaps Jenna, and then Jenna says, and Jenna says, oh, it's you. I was like, ah. And they didn't reveal the face. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna still hyping up. They're doing the same thing, not revealing anything, because they're gonna do the same thing only for the season finales. And so I was like, okay. And then I was like, if they kill Spencer, it's gonna get interesting. And then no, Spencer survived that gunshot, and then drama. And then for after 3 years, Ren, I didn't tell you the background of Ren. Ren was the greatest doctor that was the one of the fiancés of Melissa, but also wanted to bang Spencer. And so Melissa broke up with him, but also Ren was very shady. He was always there when the girls got hurt. He always was helping them with all of the medical stuff. And I was like, why Ren is always there? And also the other thing about the show, and at the end of every episode, you can see things from A's point of view. And a lot of episodes was A had a lot of stuff like a doctor, like gloves, medical exams, X-rays, etc. And so I was like, everybody was theorizing that Ren was A or one of the helpers. And so finally, A comes back for a minute. In episode 15, I was like, I waited 3 years for this. I was so mad. And it was after my birthday this year, that episode. Was like, oh, no. I was so mad. And then, feller.
Holy shit.
Also, they even do a musical scene. They did a musical rip-off of Chicago. And I was like, oh my god, this show is getting so bad.
I honestly think they
okay.
they made this show because they hate you.
Yeah, they hate me. This show was designed for Tumblr girls for 12, 13 years old that focuses on the romance. And the people that got screwed like me, they love the mystery. You got screwed. You get screwed with this show. And so, season 7, it says, you're gonna get answers. And at 80, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna give you one last chance. I was like, And then it said a 2 hour series finale. Okay, 2 hours. You're gonna dedicate the whole 2 hours for answers. And I was like, no. The first hour was the stupid Aria wedding. I was like, oh my god. And then they did a scene that I you can see my reaction on my channel, Raul Rodriguez. You can see my first reaction of that scene when they're all like, this is the rehearsed dinner, and then you can see A watching them, and then he turns around and smells this. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, yes. And they destroyed that scene 2 minutes later after commercials, and it's a mask from Mona. I was like, what the fuck?
We can link
like,
that in the description to that video for people to watch because that's I want to watch that too.
No, and then the the first hour ended with Spencer getting kidnapped, and I was like, okay, and then she's like a prison, and then I flip because this is part of me was like this just got ridiculous, and my other part of my brain was saying, just play with it. This is the last episode. Enjoy it. You know that you're not gonna get answers, and the reveal is that 80, the final A, was Spencer's identical British twin. And I was like, okay, are they gonna give us some background of this? And then they give us some great scenes. You can see me screaming in my video reaction. And I was like, first, she knew everything about the girls because Ren stumbled with her in London. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then the other scene that was, they revealed that Hannah, with the Hannah in episode 1 in the season 7, she thought that she was dreaming. That Spencer was giving her an advice of getting away from A, but that was the twin. I was like, oh, well, that was a nice flip. And then they also revealed that when Toby kisses Spencer again after like 2 seasons, that was the twin. And also when they have sex like 5 episodes later, I was like, yeah, that the twin has sex with Toby. And so I was like, technically the twin raped Toby. I was like, that guy always getting raped by girls, Toby. and then, and then, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting a little happy, even though if this is not the answers that I wanted. And then they destroyed the whole episode when Ren, in a flashback, it says to the twin says with the name of the twin is called Alex Drake, and so she says you need to show me because I want to be part of them. I want to feel the friendship of the joyness of them. I was like, that's her motive to have Spencer's life and to have friends. I was like, that's a stupid motive. Okay, I play with it, and so Ren shots her down in the shoulder, like also Alex shot at Spencer in episode 10 of season 7, and then the twin says to Spencer, so the Spencer says, what happened to Ren? Oh, he always gonna live with me, and then she shows a necklace with a diamond that she killed Ren, and his remains turn him into a diamond. And I was like, they kill off Ren, a main character.
Finally.
And I was like, you bitch. I was like,
You bitch.
That was the last straw with the writer. I was like, you fucking bitch. I fucking hate you. I was like, no. I was like, I hate you so much. And I was like, okay. And then the finale, the last shot of the, like, they did the stupid twin thing. Like, you see the both twins with the same sweater, the same pants, fighting, and then you see Toby that he has to pick what is the right twin, and then Toby says, "What is my favorite poem?" And then the right Spencer says the poem in French because Spencer talking French in season 1, And I was like, oh, I was like, okay, I can admit that was a good thing because the whole relation between Spencer and Toby was because they learned French, and so I was like, okay. And then Mona, like I told you, kidnaps Alex Drake and Mary Drake. That was the twin from Alice's mother,
Yeah.
and they put her in a fake dollhouse in Paris. And then the final shot, I was like, oh my God, they there. You can see another house, like in the pilot. There is it's like also like a sleeping party, like a slumber party,
Yeah.
and then you can see the new girls that Allison was teaching English throughout season 7. I said, "Oh my God, what happened? Where's Addison? That's the name of the new bad girl. Instead
Okay.
of Addison, it's called Addison with two D's, and then says Addie, oh she's gone, and I was like, and you can see my reaction. What do you mean she's gone? Oh, I couldn't find it anywhere. I think I heard her scream. And that was the final shot. Like everything ended, like everything began. But we were in a new set of bitches.
Wow.
That's the recap for Pretty Little Liars in like 20 minutes. Or 25, I don't know how long I did.
39 minutes and 25 seconds. That's awesome.
Oh, and there's a lot of stuff that I didn't tell.
Holy,
I didn't
that's
tell
torture,
you,
man. That's
a lot of characters that I skipped, a lot of hurts, me and my girlfriend fighting, me theorizing about the show. In my head was more interesting. Troy, I had dreams of me in Rosewood, in that town, solving the mystery. And what was more interesting from season 5 to 7, my dreams were more interesting.
wow.
That
Especially when I had an episode where it went really meta. This is a quick, like a minute. I was with the girls. The girls, they were always trying like to investigate everything on a laptop in Spencer's house. And then I was like, hey, have you tried to investigate about Charles on Reddit? And then all of the girls said, why would we find out answers about Charles on Reddit? And then all of us go like, we see like the screen.
hmm
That's when my dream went completely meta because I said, why would we find answers about Charles de Laurentiis on YouTube on Reddit? And I was like, wow, even my dream got crazy, got meta.
Man, I just wanna thank Movie Pass, and want to ask if anyone if anyone knows anyone from Movie Pass that can get us in touch to get a sponsor for the show here. But no, man, that was awesome. That was so cool.
And also to go to Canada.
Oh, that too, please. Please. That would be amazing. Thanks, man. No, that's really cool because like now I don't have to watch the show because I know it.
Oh
and
no, don't see it.
I'm not going to. No, you've convinced me. I can't believe that's sad. I can't believe they did that to you. Really.
No, like Troy, it destroyed me worse than Heroes Reborn.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Wow. I feel that. That one hurt. Well, here, why don't we move into the next segment? Or unless you have more.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the other one because I'm gonna.
You could probably we'll be here for 5 hours sitting here gossiping about
Pretty Little Liars. No, let's move on to the next section. This one, I don't know if we have to go in such depth necessarily, but we're gonna talk about our top horror movies of all time. It's October. We're here. Let's start with how we do this. Why don't you just name one of your favorites and we'll go back and forth a couple times. Maybe share some stories about first times we've seen these movies, or maybe why it's on our top list of all time. But why don't you name a movie first and tell me about one that connects to you?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween, the original Halloween.
That's my number one, actually.
Great movie. I don't have a specific order,
Oh,
but
I guess.
I only have seen it like two or three times.
Yeah.
But I have a good quick story of how do I saw it.
Okay.
My mother, I was like 6 years old, and I told her that I wanted to trick or treat me alone. And so she told me, "Oh, you want to trick alone? You want to trick or treat alone?" And so we went to the blockbuster, not the exact brand because in Mexico it was a different one. We went to a video store and we rented Halloween, and then she put on the VHS, and she told me, "Watch this movie," and then you told me what do you think about it? And so I saw the whole movie, and I was like, "Oh." And so when I saw the ending, she told me, "What do you think I show you this movie?" And I told her, "Because we never know who's behind a mask. We don't know if he's gonna be a killer or someone dangerous." And she told me, "That's why you can go alone that young to trick or treat." So that was my first horror movie watch.
That's awesome. That's
Halloween
really
was
cool.
my first horror movie to see. And it was also because my mother wanted to taught me a lesson. So that was my first horror movie that I have seen.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's my. I don't necessarily have them numbered either, but I have two that are my favorites of all time, and the number one is Halloween. I don't remember when I saw it for the first time, but I just remember it always being a part of my life, if that makes sense. Like, I've just always loved Halloween. I remember seeing it when I was young. It's just all John Carpenter. I actually got to meet the dude once at a comic convention, and my father and we got a record signed by him, and it's the original soundtrack for Halloween, signed by Carpenter. It's beautiful. It's
That's so
one of
cool.
my favorites. But with that movie, the one that I would put that I would rate actually right next to it, is The Shining. And funny enough, The Shining for me is my favorite movie of all time in general. But I think
Wow.
I don't necessarily, for me, I guess I don't necessarily consider it super scary. But the movie and the story
The Shining is not that scary.
no, but I think it's more, if we're talking about horror movies, this film and the story and what the characters go through are quite horrifying. And isolation
Yeah, that's true.
and the whole thing with Johnny, like, oh, here's Johnny, like, it has one of the most memorable, like, lines. And yeah, no, it's just it's great. It's one of my favorites.
No, no, I'm not watching. I'm recording a podcast. Yeah, go on.
No, yeah, it's The Shining. When did you see it for the first time, or have you've seen it, right? I think.
Yeah, The Shining I saw when I was like 10. I have only seen it once.
Once.
I
Okay.
remember I liked
It's
it, but
yeah.
I was like, this is. It was a long movie. I remember when I saw it, I saw it with commercials.
It's
was like
really
almost
hard to
4 hours.
digest for sure. It's a hard, like, it's
Yeah.
draining.
And so, yeah, like also going back to Halloween, I said like it's one of my favorites,
Yeah.
but it's not my favorite. One of my favorite movies of horror.
Do it. Say it. Okay, wait. Can we
even
say
though
it
I
at the
haven't
same
seen
time?
it also in years,
Go ahead.
Poltergeist.
Yeah. Love it.
Poltergeist is a movie that scarred me. It's when I started watching horror movies. That's one of the first ones that it got me scared. That I one of the when I you can say like it didn't kill me. I couldn't sleep
Yeah.
that night that I saw it. That I remember because I in that house when I saw Poltergeist back in Mexico when I was little, my room had a tree, not that big like in the movie, but had a tree that always stumbles with the window. I was like, this tree can kill me in any moment. Like in Poltergeist. And yeah, Poltergeist is one of those movies that got really scared. Also, even though a lot of people consider this movie horror,
Mm-hmm.
but I still am gonna say it. Scream is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes. Yep.
For me,
Scream.
Scream, I have always for me, Scream, I
Scream.
have always seen it as a comedy.
S-
I
Yeah.
remember when I saw it in '97, when I was 8 years old, my mother told me, "Why are you laughing at this?" And I told her, "They're mocking horror movies."
Yeah, man.
And I
Wes
was
Craven's a
10 years old
genius.
without any knowledge about cinema, with any things about analysis or script, nothing of that. I was an 8 year old and I said, "They're mocking. This is a dark comedy.
Honestly,
This is
like,
a dark comedy about horror movies, about the horror movie."
and it's funny because not many
And
movies. Well, and not many movies for me, like
mhm.
Sidney Prescott, Gail Weathers, Deputy Dewey, Billy Loomis, Casey Becker. Like, I don't remember a lot
Yes.
of things about movies, but for Scream, these characters are so awesome.
And Randy,
Yeah, oh my god. I just the characters are so rich. Wes Craven just constructed a. I agree with you 100%. It's very much a comedy because it's not scary. I've never thought Scream was scary. But for
it's
sure,
not scary at all. And
and-
also, going back to Scream, I remember last Halloween, I was in Mexico visiting, and my ex-girlfriend, she said, "Let's go out," and then we went to the theater, and then she surprised me. She told me like they're playing Scream. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I have never seen Scream in the theater. The
I
first
haven't.
one,
Yeah.
because I only have seen three and four in the theater, and so and I was seeing it in the big screen. She saw me quoting the movie. I was It was beautiful seeing on the big screen. Screen.
I
That's the
couldn't
thing that
imagine.
I have always loved about that movie.
Yeah, I think
And
for
going off from another of my favorite,
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods, a recent one, Cabin in the Woods. Even though I also consider Cabin in the Woods a comedy,
Oh, for sure.
I really love that finale. It
Um,
goes complete horror.
I'll be honest with you. I watched that for the first time. I think probably the year it came out. I watched it and I hated that movie. I dreaded it. I thought it was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. Honestly, I thought the ending was so stupid. Like what the like with the hand, and I was so confused. I hated it. Anyway, moral of the story. I went back later, years later. I think maybe 2 years ago it was. I watched it again, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was brilliant, and I saw the charm, and I saw the meta-ness, and like the like how it was like Scream in the sense where it was humor and comedy mixed with the thing, and also the Easter eggs. And I think a big part of why I love Cabin in the Woods as much as I do now is because about 2 years ago is when I got into film, and I got into doing a lot of looking at Easter eggs and doing all that fun geeky stuff about movies. That's when I went and rewatched it again and just loved it. So I agree. Cabin in the Woods is fantastic.
Yeah, I remember when I saw it in the theater, I saw it without seeing any trailers. I remember I was seeing all of the screens. I was like, Cabin in the Woods. I was like, okay. And so I bought the ticket. And then I was like, oh, this is a typical Cabin in the Woods movie. They're all going to start to die and everything.
Yeah.
When they introduced those two stupid guys behind the screen, I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And then when they're betting of which monster they're going to choose, I was like, okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Without even seeing the finale, I was like, I'm going to love this movie. And then that finale, when it goes completely insane.
Yeah. And like I said, the Easter eggs, like that you see all the different monsters and stuff.
Yes.
And Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford, I think those are the guys that run the control panel. They are fantastic and so funny. Their commentaries are just amazing.
No, I don't. No, seeing all of the different creatures, I remember.
The
one that caught my eye was that giant snake that was eating all of the soldiers.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Also, I love the blood.
No.
Like that was like in The Shining. In the one, like,
yes,
I love that.
Mm-hmm. No. That movie mm, beautiful. Like Spencer always said, like, mwah, that was beautiful.
Now I'm curious.
Um,
I'm curious because
Going to another.
yeah. I was gonna say going to one. I'm curious. I don't know if you've seen it, but I do wanna do a quick plug for it for people to see and to give it a chance. Really, um, don't watch the first Human Centipede movie, and don't watch the third Human Centipede movie. Both of those movies are absolute garbage. Actually, the first one isn't as bad, but it's still not
I
that great. But and for those who don't know, the
are
Human
you gonna
Centipede,
talk about the second one?
yeah, this Human Centipede 2 is like my third favorite horror movie of all time, if I had to list them. It is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant,
Damn.
brilliant movie, and I understand why people don't like it. I really do because it's gross and it goes places that you don't want to go, and you see things you don't want to see, and it's disgusting, and it makes you feel like you are worthless, and it makes you feel like you're garbage, and you're watching like the worst thing that's ever been put to screen. And for me, that was what made it such a great horror film. Is I was in like I'm not gonna spoil any scenes because it really could it gets gruesome and gross. But the premise of the second movie, just to give it a chance, is it's really about this old loser who is a sick fuck. Excuse my French, but he's messed
Oh
up,
yes.
and he it's set like in our world. And the premise is this old fuck, he pretty much finds the Human Centipede DVD, and he watches it, and he becomes obsessed, and
Yes.
he's like, I want to do this in real life. So he takes staples, he takes tape, he takes things that you can go get at Home Hardware, at Home Depot, and I'm it's the Human Centipede, so obviously you can fill in the blanks of what happens, but it is a disturbing, great horror film, and I really do think. And sure, if you don't want to watch it, I understand because a lot of people don't like to see that, and I totally get that. And that I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I do think people should give it a chance and see it because it is disturbing, and especially during Halloween. Like, what's the most perfect time to just feel gross, right, and be scared?
Uh, I, even though I don't consider as one of my greatest horror movies that I have seen,
Yeah,
like in the top 10, but I can admit the Human Centipede 2 was good. Because the thing that I liked was, like you said, the old fuck.
yeah.
He was the most interesting character. I like
Oh my,
the psychology behind him.
yeah. And
I
his
like
performance was
the
so
the
real.
black and white,
Yeah, that too. I forgot to mention it is in black and
the
white.
black and white environment.
Oh,
I like the psycho vibe with his
yeah,
mother.
yeah. There's one
I
scene.
like the noir feel.
Yeah, and there's one scene with sandpaper that just, oh my goodness, it's the worst scene. One of the worst scenes.
Be-
But
yeah,
yeah,
because when you see the Human Centipede 2, it's like you're watching the Human Centipede going meta, but also going into like an art house
yeah,
cinema movie.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly how, yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's
It's a
one of my
weird
favorites.
package, but I agree. I don't love it. I like it,
Of course, of
but
course.
I don't hate it.
But yeah, I
Um,
for me, I was
and
just, I
I
was
can
so
see your
shocked.
point. I can see your point of why you liked it.
Well, and for me, it was just I was shocked, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize what I was about to watch, and when I watched it, I was like, oh my goodness, kind of like when I watched Gerald's game or Gerald's game last couple days ago. But yeah, what's another one
Now,
what's another one of
going
your
to an,
favorites?
even though I haven't seen this movie also in decades, I only saw it when I was little.
Yeah.
I remember because my mother, she didn't even plan it. I remember because I was confused the first time I saw it. I saw Rosemary's Baby,
Oh.
and then I saw The Omen.
Yeah.
And I thought that The Omen was a sequel to Rosemary's Baby.
Also, for those who haven't seen them, please watch Rosemary's Baby, The Omen, and Children of the Corn. It's the best trilogy of children horror movies of all time.
Oh, going to another children movie, Village of the Dam.
Oh, that's another good one. Very good.
I
That's a good one.
really like the the original from the 50s and also the one with Christopher Reeve, Christy Alley. I like those two versions of the movie.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but going back to
Yeah.
the Omen.
Yeah, so good.
Wow, that's a movie that
The Omen's so
scared me.
good.
Like,
That
I like
kid is.
everything from that movie. The
The-
kid,
oh.
the dog, the nanny, the finale. When
Yeah.
that photographer he's dead, I was like, oh my god.
You know what's the
That
coolest
movie
thing?
is beautiful.
The director of
Yeah.
of The Omen is Richard Donner, and that is so awesome because he obviously did like The Goonies and Lethal Weapon and Superman, and he gave us one of the coolest horror movies.
Yeah, so good.
Another one that I have, and I
go to another one.
Yeah, and I'll have one that's on both of our lists, and I'm surprised we haven't brought it up yet. But for me, it's the first three, but Saw, the first one, horror masterpiece, one of the best.
Oh yes.
One of the best.
Oh my god. So I will never forget the first time I saw it. I think I didn't saw this. I think I didn't saw this first three in theaters. I saw it on DVD.
Yeah, that's how I saw him.
So one, and because I remember that my mother picked that movie. She thought it was gonna be an action movie because she saw Danny Glover and she thought she was gonna be like a suspense movie.
That's
like
amazing.
So we seen the movie and I was like, and my mother, she was like, it's okay. And I was like, I loved it. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, and then I saw the sequel and she was like, oh no, cut me out. That was the movie she was like, I'm not gonna see it. And then I always remember because she was telling me years ago when Seven was coming out, I was seeing the trailer and she saw how excited I was like, you're excited for that? I was like, hey, you're guilty also because you were the one that introduced me to the Saw movie. You're guilty, Mom.
Yeah, Saw is my dad's favorite horror movie. We have in the first Saw movie.
Even though.
Yeah, no, in the first Saw movie, there's the one.
All of the movies.
All of them, yeah, they're fine. Especially Jigsaw, which comes out later this year. I'm so excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you already mentioned Jigsaw and Saw, I'm gonna mention another one. That it's a recent one, but It Follows.
Oh my god, I was just gonna mention that. It Follows is.
No, you have seen it.
Oh my god. Okay, I have a story. Okay, here we go. So, I remember the very first time I heard about this movie because I was on Facebook, and I was just scrolling down, and all of a sudden I see a picture of this car that's just on a road, and I see the girl, right? And I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. And all I see is some headlines, and it's reading. I'm pretty sure it was saying like. Whatever festival it was playing at, it was like everyone was freaking out about, saying how good it was. So that was the first time it was kind of on my radar. So,
I think it was a Toronto one.
Yeah,
I don't
TIFF.
remember.
I think it might have been TIFF. But yeah, no. So like, I saw that it was coming out, and I was very excited. Anyway, it came out of my city, and I was like, oh my goodness! I ended up getting an advanced screening of it for Valentine's Day one year. Which was awesome. It was like an early screening, and they tied it in with Valentine's Day. But I brought my friend, and we went and saw it. Here's the sad part. I loved this movie so much, but I actually fell asleep at the ending the first time I saw it because I was so tired that day and I had worked. But with that being said,
it's understandable.
Yeah, and right. But with that being said, there's the one scene. And it's near the middle of the movie, I think. I haven't seen it actually in a little bit, but they're like in the house, and the one girl's standing at the door, and all of a sudden, it's in the trailer actually, which I didn't realize because I didn't watch the trailer. But this dude comes out of the doorway. Now, when I saw that in the theater, and and just how when you were mentioning when you saw The Room and everyone was reacting. Actually, now that I'm remembering, this was the only kind of moment that was similar to that because. In that moment, um, everyone just freaked out, and my gut, like I had so many butterflies in my stomach, and I felt so sick because I did not expect it. It came out of nowhere. But It Follows, so we went and saw it, and then I fell asleep, and I was so pissed off. And then it ended up coming out on Blu-ray, so the day it came out, I bought it, and then I went and watched it again, and I loved it. And I even loved the fact that, like, me and my friends, one of my buddies, Ryan, he like learned the do 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 the piano synth part in the theme. I love It Follows. It's honestly one of the best horror movies to come out, and the whole twist on like STDs and the whole sex aspect of it, and Micah Monroe, her character is so awesome, and she's she's a cool final girl that's in a horror movie. It Follows is fantastic.
Yep, I totally agree. I remember when I saw it, it was when I started to get into the smalls, and I
yeah.
then a tweet. I think it was
Love
Mark
those guys.
Ellis said, "Go and see It Follows," without even seeing our review. He said, "Don't see
Yeah.
our review. First see the movie, and then see our review." I was like, okay. And then I was lucky because also in my crappy town in Texas, when they put out indies, it's very rare, but they always show it for like 2 or 3 days. And so we went. Me and my sister bought a ticket, and we were the only ones in that theater, and also another couple. And so I remember reacting to the movie because it surprised me of how scared I get. And also
Yeah.
that thing that you told me, the one with that guy was like, oh my god, I was like, in the theater I was jumping. And then the scene that got me jumping is when the thing is attacking them in the beach.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the thing that I love. That's the thing that I love.
And
when
like,
It Follows.
there's another
Because
scene
you
near
don't
the
know
beginning
this
of it.
thing
Yeah, there's a scene near the beginning also where they're
yeah,
at
the beginning scene also.
and then I think it's near the maybe 15 minutes into the movie, or whenever it is. There's a scene where they're sitting outside in a field, and then there's a girl walking, and then everyone thinks that she's gonna be like
Yeah.
and it's so and
Yes.
it holds on the shot, and you just see her slowly walking, and I think that's what's so suspenseful about this movie, and how it's very similar to Halloween in the sense that it's that unknown. It could be anything. It was so good.
I know. Talking about Halloween, that's the first thing I noticed. Like, the houses look like in Halloween. The shots look like they were set in Halloween. Like, it was a John Carpenter love letter.
It was
This
very
director
much.
make a love letter to
And-
John Carpenter.
And especially shout out to Disaster Artist who composed that soundtrack, because he's awesome. Like, that soundtrack is such a cool 80s homage for sure. And
It Follows is a great one.
and talking about even like
It's
current,
one of those rare times. One of those rare times in the theater that I flip. When you say like covering your eyes,
yeah.
like screaming. It's one of those few.
And talking about like current horror movies that were so fantastic. I've seen this movie 7 times so far this year. I'll probably see it more before the year ends. But let's talk quickly about Get Out.
Damn.
Get Out is. Did you like this movie, right? I loved Get Out.
Yes. I love it, but that's the thing for an argument, because a lot of people consider it as horror.
Yeah.
I consider Get Out as a suspense movie, like a Hitchcock movie.
That's
Even
fair.
it could be
No,
my
that's
point
fair.
of view, but I
Yeah.
don't consider it as a horror. But it was marketed as a horror, so
Yeah. Well, that's true. It reminded me of like, what's it called? It reminded me of like the horror movies of the 70s. It had that style to it. It had that.
Even the story down to like, I don't know. I think Jordan Peele just did such a fantastic job with Get Out. I think and especially the social commentary. I think that's extremely important as well. And for a movie to be as successful it is, because it only had a $5 million budget, and it blew up in box office and made so much money. So for a movie that is I think a really good important movie in today's age, I think Get Out is a really cool film.
Yeah, like also talking to another movie. Also, this is a one also a lot of people can consider as a comedy. But Drive Me to Hell.
I have never seen this movie.
No, you haven't seen it.
I've never seen it. It's directed by Mark Webb, right?
Well, no.
Or
sorry.
the other one. Shit. Raimi, Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Not Mark Webb.
Sam Raimi.
Both of them have directed Spider-Man movies. I just,
Yeah.
mix it up. But yeah, I haven't seen this.
Really
Pitch
like
it to me
Drive
quick.
to Hell. Yeah, it's very basic story. It's about a girl.
He's getting dragged to
She has
hell.
a great life with a boyfriend, and she works in a bank. But then, a gypsy old woman, she wants to extend her mortgage, and she says, "No, ma'am, you're gonna have foreclosure, and the bank is gonna take your house." And then she goes to her car, and then the gypsy woman attacks her, and she gives her a curse. And then she discovers that this curse, after 7 days, she's going to hell. That's your plot.
well, shit. That sounds awesome.
It's like seeing Evil Dead. It's like seeing Evil in Army of Darkness. It focuses on the horror, but it also gives you a little gore because it's PG-13.
Okay,
but
cool.
It also gives you a lot of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And also you love the characters so much. And I cannot spoil you because that ending, I was like, oh my god, they there. That's the thing that I love from that movie, especially in the ending. Because I cannot believe they dare to do it. Me and my sister always make jokes about that ending because it was so great.
Yeah.
We always have referenced that ending in a lot of jokes.
I figured before we move on to the last segment here, some honorable mentions because there's so many more we could talk about, but obviously like the Blair Witch Project, any of the Friday the 13th movies, any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but specifically Dream Warriors and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Friday the 13th Part 4 is so good. All of the Scream sequels, there's so many good movies. I'm sure there's tons, obviously, that I'm forgetting. But, was there any other ones that you can think of at the top of your head quick?
One that I have to... when we first time met, that was the first movie that I told you about, the first movie that we talked about in Stranger Central, In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah. I still have to see that.
With Sam Neill. It's it was the first movie that I saw with a twist when I was little, when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
This was before M. Night Shyamalan, like everything. It was a movie that captivated me.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh my god.
That's awesome.
Like I told you, if I have the chance to make a
remake,
or like a remake of that movie,
we would kill.
I have a lot of crazy ideas for that one. I just think about a crazy ending a few months ago. I was like, wow, that will be so meta. That's the other thing I like about In the Mouth of Madness is it goes meta with Stephen King. It goes also the references to, I forget the name, with H.P. Lovecraft with the creatures.
Yeah.
That's the even though a lot of people, even myself, sometimes I don't consider In the Mouth of Madness as a horror because it doesn't scare you a lot because the thing that scares is the story. It's not like that scares like a lot of blood or like a creature or something. The thing that scares you because it's like psychological.
Yeah, well, it's like no, it's true. And another one quickly is The Thing. The Thing's also really good by John Carpenter. Any John Carpenter movie, Also, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all of those movies. I'm just thinking of a whole bunch now. Final Destination, that movie's awesome.
Oh my god.
But why don't we move on
Oh my
to?
god. Final Destination I saw.
Oh, it's so good.
Were my shit like. Those were my guilty pleasures.
I loved the last one when it was the twist that it was like this first movie. That was so awesome.
Yes.
Okay, but so let's move on to
That was beautiful.
the last segment here. This is our box office predictions. Now, I'm actually super excited to talk about this because I am a fucking genius, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to brag, but I bet that It was gonna be number 1. I bet that Kingsman was gonna be number 2. Then I said American Made and Flatliners. Raul, you also are a genius because I rewatched the footage. I played back, and you said something that was very important. And I don't think you realize this. You said there was going to be a 3-way tie. If you look at the box office this weekend, It, American Made, and Kingsman 2 all made $17 million. There was a 3-way tie in the box office, literally, as It made $17 million. You predicted it was going to make $15 million. I predicted it was going to make $25 million. Kingsman 2 made $17 million. You predicted it was going to make $17 million. I predicted it was also going to make $17 million. What else? American Made $17 million. I didn't predict that, but you said $20 million. Like, we were super, super close. Flatliners, though, made $6 million in box office. I predicted it was going to make 15.
And I said 15.
Yeah, and it didn't make that at all. So what do you think, man? We kind of hit. I can't believe the 3-way tie. That was when I rewatched that and I saw you said that. I was like, oh my goodness, because it was the top 3. Like, we were both like spot on this week. It was awesome.
Yeah, I cannot even believe that that we made a great prediction.
Yeah, right. Especially
Also, those predictions I made them in the moment.
yeah. Well, me too. Remember, because in the footage I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there and say it's gonna make the number 1 box office, and I can't, like, that's crazy. That movie's made so much. It's insane. But
Yeah, they're not gonna take it out from the theaters until like November.
oh yeah, for sure. Oh, easily. But okay, so that's the box office. What about this week? We have oh, I'm so excited to go to the theater this week. We have Blade Runner 2049 coming out, which, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. So I would say yeah, Blade Runner 2049. Then you have The Mountain Between Us, which is that Kate Winslet, Idris Elba mountain movie. When they get stranded on an island, or on a mountain, that also looks awesome. And then you have another movie, which is, I'm only mentioning it because it is technically Halloween season. But it's a movie called Better Watch Out, and it comes out, I believe it's a limited release. But just a quick pitch for those who don't know. It's like a quiet suburban street. A babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it's far from a normal home invasion. The voice of the funny thing is the voice of Joe from Family Guy. Patrick Warburton, he is actually in it, and so is what's his name here? I'm just looking it up quick. The kid from Alexander's Good but Horrible, Very Fantastic, and the kid from The Visit. The kid from The Visit. He plays the rapper. Yeah, the rapper. He's in it. So those are the movies coming out. It has to be Blade Runner 2049. Hey, that gets number 1. This has to go huge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, what did it make? It made 17. People didn't go to the theaters. 17 million is very low, especially if it made it. So I think Blade Runner is probably going to hit 45, 50. 45 or 50 maybe, or more.
Like, Blade Runner has a cult following.
Yeah.
That's the only thing now. How to predict the box office, because
Because
even including myself, I'm gonna see Blade Runner 1 during this week to see Blade Runner 2.
shout out to Movie Pass.
Yeah, shout out to I love you. You know it.
Yeah.
For me, I think that the movie Blade Runner is gonna make 35.
35. That's a good number. Yeah. Yeah. The mountain between
because
us.
I heard.
Oh.
Oh, that movie's not gonna make it's not gonna make like 10.
Yeah, it's gonna make Flatliner money.
Not a lot of people gonna see it.
Also, that should be a new term. That's a new thing we should say. Flatliners money, because it's so $6 million. I think.
Yeah. So.
Shit.
Number one, well, for me, is gonna be Blade Runner.
Here, I'm gonna write it down here. So
Number
Blade Runner.
2,
How much for Blade Runner? Did you
write
say?
it down.
How much?
35.
35. Okay. Next.
35 million. Number 2 is gonna be. What is the other one? American.
Yeah. So
is
you have.
the mountain between us. You skipped My Little Pony.
Oh, did I? I didn't even catch that.
On Friday.
Oh.
Also,
Ooh.
I have free tickets from T-Mobile that I'm gonna cash in on Tuesday. From that movie.
Thank you, T-Mobile.
Because T-Mobile is gonna pay.
Yeah. Shout out to T-Mobile.
And so my number 2 is gonna be.
So you have Kingsman 2, American Made, It.
It is. Yeah, number 2 is gonna be It.
Okay.
With 15 million.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, it has to drop a little. Maybe put it 13.
13. Okay. 3.
Okay. Number 3 is gonna be My Little Pony.
Okay. That's never bet against a kids film. And for how much? Sorry.
Because it's gonna be a kids movie, and I have. Yeah, My Little Pony with 12 million.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And number 4 is gonna be American Made.
Okay.
No. Number 4, Kingsman. Number 4 is gonna be Kingsman with like 10 million.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And number 5 is gonna be American Made with like 8 or 9.
9. Okay.
It's gonna drop a lot. I have a feeling that the American Made is gonna drop a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go Blade Runner for 50 because I hope it makes big bucks. I'll go Blade Runner. Oh shit! The hard thing about this is it's so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable. So we're gonna go Blade Runner. We're gonna go. I think. Shit. They're just. It has to be it. It has to be because all the other movies don't have good reputations and no one's gonna go see them for a second time. So it has to probably make. I'm gonna say it makes. I think you're gonna see a huge jump. I think Blade Runner is gonna make 50 and it's gonna make probably 7. Then it's gonna twinkle down. I think that's gonna be my prediction. It's gonna go Blade Runner at 50, It at 7, Kingsman at 5, American Made at 5, and rounding out, I'm gonna throw in. Actually, I'm gonna jump up to second again, and I'm gonna put in Pony for 24 million. So that's my final list then. Blade Runner at 50, My Little Pony at 24, It at 7, Kingsman at 5, and American at 5, or American Made at 5.
And then flash forward to next week, My Little Pony 100 million.
Oh my god.
110.
Yeah, no, I know. We can't win them all. We're not going to be able to guess all of them. But yeah, holy. With that being said, thank you everybody for sticking around and joining us for the third episode of the Monday show. As always, I am your host, Troy Everett Loxton. You can find me at Twitter at Troy Loxton.
I'm also a quick announcement. I will be starting up a website here soon, where you're going to be able to find all of the Monday show stuff, all of the videos. Later this week, actually on the channel as you're listening to this, you'll find the videos for Pretty Little Liar, a recap that Raul did, obviously earlier. And I'm gonna put a bunch of other kind of snippet videos in there. But yeah, Raul, thank you again, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I cannot believe we already have made a third episode and we're gonna go for more.
Oh my god! And also, next week, since we're gonna be talking Blade Runner, I also want to say we're going to be doing some more horror stuff. So if there's movies that you would recommend us watching, just tweet them at us, and we would be happily. Well, I would for sure be able to review them, because I'll watch really any movie once. So thank you all again, and have a great night, or have a great Monday. That should be our thing. Let's have a great Monday.